Need you. Do I? Oh, and I gotta respond to Omega, don't I? I'll probably do that shit tomorrow.
Oh man, I heard that. I
Yeah.
heard that. I
Yeah.
heard that, man.
How did you like it? You enjoy it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't hear it all the way through, but I was kind of laughing about halfway through because that's about how far I got.
I mean, Omega is he's his rapping is cool. It was good. I was bopping my head to it.
I know. He's not doing it in a malicious fashion. I know he's doing it like from a trolling like perspective. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not worried about Omega. He's very late. I don't know why I made my diss in August of 2017.
Oh damn! Shots.
So I'm curious of why now, but it's all right. I mean, he picked a nice time to do it where I couldn't really do nothing because it's hard for me to respond during a week that I work. So I'm off for the next 2 days.
So you saying that video is coming? That's what you're saying?
Oh, most definitely. This is going to be the easiest shit like ever. So,
Mega.
I'm not too
Watch your
about
mentions on Twitter. They coming. They
Yeah.
coming, man.
I'm not too worried about it. Even though I've been trying to get my YouTube like content popping with stuff, but people always want to interfere. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to Planet Xbox. This is episode 61. I think it is. I think the last episode was 60. So we're at 61. I've been with you guys for almost a year. Well, with Addict, we're over a year. I'm trying to think who else was here like day one. So you guys are like approaching like a year. So
I'm getting close to the year right now.
Yeah.
So shout out. I am your host, the Best Bot. Please check out the videos I've been popping. Merc, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey man, all good. Back for another show. Planet Xbox 61. Looking forward to these topics. We got that hotness that came out today. I can't wait to get into. So yeah, man, let's get into it, man.
Absolutely. Grinds my gears. I didn't get to see your show recently.
Yes, I did a little grinds my gears. But yeah, it's this Jez 7780. I'm back playing Xbox 61. Been here. Had to change from my name to Grinds My Gears because Xbox grinds my gears. So I'm ready.
Yeah, you was going in yesterday. You was going in.
Yeah, and it's a two-way street. Maybe we'll talk about it. I don't know. We'll see if I'm in the mood.
Wrong, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just been playing a lot of games, beating a lot of games, enjoying gaming life.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Oh shit! I played Lotto, so hopefully we win. So
I hope you win.
I'm trying to quit my job, man. I'm trying to be a full-time YouTuber.
You got some school with an all-out studio production and everything.
Oh yeah, I don't have like the whole nine like set up, dude. Gaming Addict, man. What's up? What is up?
Nothing much, man. Good to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. So. Man, there was a lot going. A lot didn't happen this week, but a lot happened in the last 48 hours, man. Like it's been like lit. Like, I mean, we had Inside Xbox, which nobody had expected anything. And then till Major Nelson tweeted that Phil Spencer would be there, I'm like, holy crap! He usually comes with news. And then we have some crossplay updates. Forza Metascores are out, and people just don't know what to do with themselves. But I feel like it's been a very positive week for gamers across the board, especially for us Xbots, or at least for Xbot. I know a lot of you guys don't claim on a show to be an Xbot, but I'm a proud Xbot, and I love it. What are we going to tackle first? The elephant in the room, man.
Let's talk about that Forza
Horizon.
You got to give Forza that shot,
man. Yeah.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Forza Horizon 4 launches on Friday. If you are a Ultimate Edition consumer, if you bought the Ultimate Edition version, you can play as early as Friday. Otherwise, the rest of us have to wait until October 2nd. And if you're on Game Pass, you can play October 2nd as well. And if you are on Mixer, if you watch Forza streams, you can earn influence, which could allow you to rank up faster. So my browser's been on like random Forza Mixer streams, and I've been earning points. So when I launch the game, hopefully I get a lot of influence. But the Metascores came out. Digital Foundry came out. There's a lot of positives around this game. The game is posting as a 92 rating on Metacritic. It got the must-play token for back-to-back games. Forza Horizon 3 got the must-play token, and now Forza Horizon 4, 1 point higher than Horizon 3 with a 92 rating, has got the must-play token. And I got a question for you guys. Even though we only played the demo, is Forza Horizon, at least 4, or at least the last 2 games, is it safe to say this is the best racing game or the best open world racing game of all time?
I mean, I could almost say that based on the demo. The demo was hands down probably the best racing game I had ever played, period. Just the demo itself.
Just the demo.
I mean, man, I was really impressed. I was really impressed with the whole seasons and how you got to adjust your driving ability based on the season that it is. Like driving in the autumn is not the same as driving in the winter.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, they just took a game that was already great. Again, I'm not like huge into racers, but to make me feel like, man, this is something I want to play, like, you know, day one on somebody that's not even really like into racing games.
Yeah.
That should tell you something. That should tell you something.
Dude,
go ahead, Frog. I didn't want to cut you off, man.
Frog?
What I was gonna say is I can't think of and hands down, Forza is the best racing series since Gran Turismo on the PS2. Because I think that, to me, with the Xbox brand, we're speaking about Xbox, that Project Gotham was a whole leap above a lot of things. PGR was an amazing game, and then Forza stepped it up a notch. And I think that Microsoft, hands down, if I had to say there was one game I would want to be a multi-plat, it would definitely be the Forza franchise. It's that there's no mistake, and there's no way that anybody would ever think this game would really not score well, Metacritic aside, not score well or anything. But I think this is probably one of the best racing franchises. And my personal opinion is, even though, you know, Gran Turismo has been around for a while, when you look at Racers to Racers, I think that Forza is undisputedly the best racing franchise on the planet right now.
I mean, somebody said in the chat it has no competition, but I feel like there's a great number of racers that come out annually. You know,
no, there's no competition.
There's no competition. No, there's no competition.
Now, when you're talking about a simulated racer, there are certain things that Gran Turismo does better, but as far as a full package, Forza is the undisputed king, hands down.
I feel like, for example, you know, the Crew just came out. That's you have Need for Speed that comes out every now and then, and I mean, they, you know, sometimes it's just that those games are always lacking something. They're just not breaking the mold, and I feel like the Crew had the best chance, the Crew 2, to like provide like something like, holy crap, this could go to Forza. But the game got out of whack. It didn't launch properly.
It's an Ubisoft game,
and it's Ubisoft, yeah. But and I love Ubisoft, by the way. Even though they didn't give me an Assassin's Creed Odyssey review code, I'm a little tight about that. But
just to mention something real quick in chat. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Smooth. I understand that it is a multi-plat because it's designed for the PC and the Xbox separately. So yes, it is a multi-plat. When I say multi-plat, I'm saying as far as developing it. We can hear you. Putting it and developing it on the PlayStation machine. I think that this is the one game that I would love to see on all consoles across the board. That's what I meant by multi-plat. I understand, you know, if you want to be technical, I understand what multi-plat means, but this is a game that I would like to see everywhere.
Yeah, they didn't want to call Sea of Thieves or State of Decay 2 up a multi-plat. They wanted to call that shitty.
I mean,
exclusive.
You know,
now that it's a fucking 92 rated game. Oh no, now you want to grace it with the multi-plat tag. Every time they point out Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2, Xbox got shitty games.
Those are multi-plats also.
Now Forza Horizon, it's a nice multi-plat. Come on, man, be consistent. Be consistent. Now, this is not directed to you, Frog.
No, I know what you mean.
But yeah, the thing about Forza, and this happened with me with Forza Horizon 2, I felt like Forza Horizon 2, when I first booted up Forza Horizon 2, and I think was it the demo? Yeah, it was the demo. Yeah, the game, it was just like, yo, this, to me, this feels like beyond racing. And ever since then, I just been in love with the franchise. And so the thing is, they did a demo with Forza Horizon 3, and with Forza Horizon 4 came. I just wanted to literally, honestly, play through the opening sequence, and then after that, I didn't want to play no more because I didn't want to like spoil myself.
I think the thing that makes this stand out from other titles is Forza. They really immerse you into that universe. Like you're driving, you see the wind. They're really detailed on a lot of aspects of Forza, so that makes you immerse. It's like one of the reasons I've always said God of War was so good is because they immerse you into the experience. That's the direction that the whole industry is going. Is it's more about what you're seeing, not necessarily what you're playing. And Forza actually got good on both areas. It plays good and it looks good.
Totally agree.
Yeah, man. If visually speaking, it looks impressive. Very impressive.
It's not even just the visuals. It's just the gameplay. Like, it's something
it's everything.
Want to. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Like, I have Gran Turismo, right? Sport. And I think the game is good, but Forza has the ability to really keep you occupied for the casual and the hardcore racer. It fits both. Gran Turismo, to me, is not for the casual person. It's more for the hardcore person because people who just casually play racers don't want to play Gran Turismo. That's just my opinion. I feel like Forza can grab the market of those people who like Need for Speed and those people who like Gran Turismo. It fills both those voids, and I think that's what Forza has been able to do well. And I commend that studio for doing such an amazing job at a racer, because there haven't been, if you really think about it, from the 360 era, maybe PS2 up to now, when you think about competitive racers, what's been a solid racers, it's continuously been Forza franchise. Maybe Gran Turismo here and there, but it's kind of been like Forza Gran Turismo. Now, to me, I think this generation alone, Forza is the undisputed racing king. There's no ifs and buts about it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Who else? Jez back yet?
Yeah, Jez is back.
All right. Oh, Jez back. I want to hear his thoughts on the game because he's played on what, PC?
No, I didn't hear him come back though.
Yeah, Jez is back. He was talking.
Oh, I thought you said
only person that hasn't talked was Oh well, no, I'm sorry.
No, that was Addict.
I'm sorry, Addict. Yeah, I'm sorry, it was Addict. Yeah, Jez hasn't come back yet.
All right. Well, anyway, so anybody want to kind of guess what's gonna like the stats on this game? As far as we know it's not going to sell, but what do you think the NPD reaction is going to be with Forza? You know how Sea of Thieves got his the NPD reaction to debut number 2, falling behind Far Cry before it dropped off the charts. State of Decay debuted at number 1 on the charts while being on Game Pass before it shortly dropped off. Now, what do you think the impact of Forza is? Most people on this tackling this game via Game Pass, or are they going to be purchasing?
Question. There ain't many days left in the month either. That's the thing.
Well, the official release is October 2nd. So
yeah, we're talking about just North America. I'm going to be honest, and this may sound really flipped from what I said. I don't even think it'll chart on NPD in North America.
Are you?
No, I think it'll definitely chart.
Why? Wait. You don't think? Hold on. Sea of Thieves charted. State of Decay 2 charted.
I don't think it will.
You know how much Forza Horizon 3 sold?
Yeah, I think really well.
I think UK will see big numbers. We'll see.
But the thing is, the popular Forza Horizon kind of what happened was it got popular as the time went on.
If it does chart, it may be for 1 month. He just
says Forza Horizon. If Forza Horizon does not chart, I will not make a video for a week. Like I would like. Dude, are you serious?
I'll be honest with you. I can see Forza charting through the fall.
I mean, we're just talking about one region. I think when we're talking
one
about
region is NPD. That's the only NPD. It's one region.
Yeah, but I just don't. I mean, if it charts, it's for 1 month and that's it.
No, I say through December. I say through December.
Nah,
oh my
1 month.
God, dude.
I'm just being honest. What I feel. I think it'll chart for
Sea of Thieves charted.
I think
State of K2. We didn't expect State of K2 to chart, and it was number 1, man. Are you serious?
Yeah, number 1 for how
October.
long?
Now I know October is loaded, so if Forza will chart, maybe it doesn't make the top 10. Maybe it does make the top 10 because you got to think Red Dead's in there.
I think Forza Horizon is probably going to chart the top 10 for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, through December.
No, okay, wait. Are we just talking about this chart period? Are we talking about the top 5 games? What are we talking about here?
What do you mean? Charting is the top 10.
No. I'm just talking about. Well, here's what okay. Let me break it down. Let me break it down a little bit further. So if we're talking about this chart period, yeah. If you're just talking about the top 5 games, no, it's not. I don't think it'd be in the top 5 games. I don't think you'll hear too much conversation about it. It's not because it's a bad game. I just think that we have too many big games coming out this holiday.
Think that
if it does chart in the top 5, it'd be like 1 month and that's it.
I think it's going to chart, the first 3 the first month, the second month maybe 3 to 4, and then it will just keep declining after that. I think it's going to chart high for a while because if I remember correctly, Forza Horizon 3 like was one of the top selling games of those months of the last couple months it was out.
Let me ask you a question. What came out that year when it came out? Competing against it.
Gears of War 4, all the 2 years ago. Think of all the games. So Battlefront 2.
Because Forza 7 came out last year, and then the year before that it was.
But racers, that's different because most time when racers, if you're a racing head and you like racing games, that's going to be your fix. They will buy that with everything else.
And that's why I see, and I agree with you. Like, I think this thing we're gonna hear about this thing, and we heard about Spider-Man stuff in UK. We're gonna hear about this thing in the UK because that's where this game sells big, right? But I think as far as MPDs, you may see it on there a month, and then because you said State of Decay charted, but how many months did State of Decay chart? How many months did it chart?
2 months.
You
so
know,
number 1 and then number 2.
So I don't think you're gonna see this thing talking throughout the new year. We have too many big games this holiday for the conversation to be about Forza, and it's not that I don't like Forza.
No, but in the top 10, no, I can see it charting in the top 10.
In the top 10, yes. In the top 5 for MPD, no.
What was your prediction for
the conversation? Won't be about Forza.
I'm curious now. What was your prediction for State of Decay 2? When it sold? Before it sold that?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
What was your prediction for State of Decay 2 back when we were curious of what it would do?
Boy, I didn't hear anything you said. I'm sorry.
You can't hear me? Am I unmuted?
No, I hear you.
No, I'm asking you, what did you predict State of Decay 2 to do when it was coming out? Did you predict it to not chart?
No, I didn't predict it to sell well at all.
All right. So I'm just asking.
I'm just being honest.
Completely opposite. Because you said not chart at all in North. It's the biggest Xbox game to release this year. Like legit.
I mean, I'm not like I said, I'm not the racers, bro. But Forza Horizon is gonna sell. It's gonna sell.
Well, we'll see. What else do we have going on? I know Inside Xbox happened. Who wants to wait, is Gran Gears back?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think Jez is back, yeah.
All right. Who wants to take charge on Inside Xbox? Honestly, personally, guys, I didn't watch it. I had to catch highlights because I was at work when it was taking place. It was one of the rare times that it took place right during the work hour. But some news came out of there. You had Games with Gold, Game Pass games for October.
Garbage.
Yeah, it's like
garbage. I glanced at him. And I said, I'm not even adding those to my library.
A couple games I'm going to add to my library.
All I know is when I watch Inside Xbox, I kept remembering 2 things. I remember a lot of Forza talk, and I remember a lot of Fortnite talk. That's all I remembered. And that's the only thing
they're coming out with a Fortnite bundle.
Yeah, every console has a Fortnite bundle. PlayStation has a Fortnite bundle. Switch has a Fortnite bundle, and now Xbox has a Fortnite.
It launches October 2nd with some I don't know, some skins exclusive to Xbox.
Very interesting.
Why is it very interesting? I'm just curious.
I mean, it seems like every manufacturer is getting that from Epic now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
Why is it interesting?
Well, I think it's interesting because, Fortnite, we all know, is one of the biggest battle royale games. But, I figured with Microsoft having, PubG for as long as they would continuously push that game, push it, and now it's kind of like and even Nintendo, I kind of feel like everybody's in this Fortnite like train. Everybody wants a little piece of it, and I don't have any problem with that. You know, Sony has a controller in Fortnite, Microsoft has a bundle coming out, Nintendo has, and I'm just like, it's great, but I'm just like, man, there are a lot of other big games coming out, and I don't know, like I just find it interesting these Fortnite bundles.
They have plenty of third party.
The thing is, Fortnite is very popular, trendy. If you see Fortnite on a box, it's like that's a Christmas item right now. That is a Christmas item. Like why?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that I think they should have put that Fortnite bundle and put that in there instead of their PubG bundles. They got a lot of X's out there with PubG in there. I think people would rather play Fortnite than PubG.
I think they're completely
there's PubG bundles and Fortnite bundles.
Yeah, I think there's two completely. People who play PubG aren't playing Fortnite, and vice versa.
People that play PubG play trash.
Hey, Ravenflow's got a donation.
What's funny, man? When Frog don't like something, like everyone supposedly doesn't like it. Like PUBG, you got to get out of that mentality. Frog don't like it.
PUBG is garbage on the console, hands down. Like nobody can say it's not. That game is bad. I don't know why people act like this game is like the next.
No one is acting like the game runs great. People like playing.
What I'm saying
show
is
me one person that says this game runs great.
Hold on. What I'm saying is you got the Xbox crew running with this game and like it's this console exclusive. It's running. It's so great, and they talk about it. And most of them, there's a lot of people I know who have Xbox who don't even play the game. This game is bad. This game is bad.
Oh my god!
No, it's a piss poor game.
You act like just because you don't like it, everyone in the fucking world has to not like it. That's literally what you act like.
Console is bad. That I think.
I know like 20 people that play that game weekly. Like that's all they play.
And you know what?
That's true. So I can't say that like.
I think that's great.
It has how many million users on Xbox right now?
9 million.
9 million.
9 million.
9 million. Oh, okay, so I'm not saying the game is not bad or it's the best game in the world, but it's like it's obviously there. You can't try to deny that the player that there's a player base on there, and it's a large player base. The game
I'm not denying that
ever since it's been released.
I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is, people thought when this game, because of the success on the PC, people thought they was going to have the same success on console.
It is having success on console. What are you talking about?
This game will be dead in a couple of years. I've already said that. I said that a year ago.
In a couple of years. I don't understand your philosophy. This is frog logic right here, man.
I specifically talked about PUBG. Almost a year ago to this date, we talked about this when the X was releasing, and I said this game doesn't come out and doesn't come out quick with the patches. If it doesn't release on multiple consoles, this game is going to have problems in the future. This game will be dead in a couple years. We won't be talking about
a couple years. Now you're the game. Now
by the end of next year,
it's not dead yet.
By the end of next year, we won't be talking about PUBG at all. I just say that we won't be the conversation won't be talking about PUBG.
We're talking about it now.
And we talked about it last year and the year before.
Because it's straight trash.
Somebody just said Rainbow Six ain't dead. I'm like, that game's never gonna die.
Nah, Rainbow Six is a little bit different. Rainbow Six is a little bit different.
Rainbow Six is the GOAT. Rainbow Six is the GOAT.
All I'm saying is just because you don't like it doesn't mean the game's trash. Now, is the performance bad? Yes, but that doesn't make the game bad.
It's a bad game.
But the game is bad. Explain why it's bad. Explain why it's bad. That's not performance.
Like the game, look.
I feel why like you don't like it. That's not performance.
I feel it was a disservice to charge people for something that was this total dog shit. Like I would have rather played.
Tell me why.
Because the game is unoptimized and doesn't perform.
Okay, besides performance, you said.
We there?
No, you got up.
I don't know what happened to
you. Said no. Your exact words. It says garbage on PC on Xbox. Mm-hmm. So what is so not appealing about the PC version that makes it garbage?
I mean, look.
We're not talking about PC. See, why is everybody's? This is what Xbox guys do. They switch the conversation to PC. No, we're not. They switch the conversation to PC. You said
in general.
You said PC. No, and we see this is my whole problem. When we talk about PUBG, everybody on the Xbox side wants to bring up.
You're acting like the game in general is trash. I'm asking why don't you?
Trash
but okay, if the game in general,
I specifically said Xbox.
If the game in general is trash, why don't you like it?
The game is. What are you talking about? I've already explained this a billion times. This game is garbage.
All right,
it's a disservice to the fans.
Man, let's just
it's a disservice to the fans, and it grows by a million.
Yeah, let's just change.
It's a disservice to the fans.
You don't know what the fuck he talking.
They should have never
just change the subject.
They should have never charged money for this piece of shit game. This game is horrible.
Just change it.
Sometimes I think Frog just likes to
anything. He does.
And it's not anything.
He's that negative Nancy motherfucker. That's what he is. Let's just change the subject.
Every time PUBG is garbage on the Xbox. I specifically said this. I'm not changing the way I felt about it. Before I saw the game, I thought it was trash. When I got the game, I thought it was trash. It's still going to be trash. This game is total ass.
Okay. That's your opinion. So
exactly, it's my opinion.
Well, then let's just move on.
You know, I mean, I don't see you keep bringing up PC stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck does the PC have to do with the Xbox version?
Why are you still talking about this? We're moving on.
Because you're the one who wanted to talk about it.
Huh?
Thanks, Mads.
Oh, yeah. Let me see, Addict. So you think? All right. Hey, look, man. I mean, look, the game doesn't run that well on Xbox, even though I can tell you, I own PUBG on both Xbox and PC, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, no surprise. I like playing it on PC better because of the frames, obviously. But, I mean, to their credit, like, the game does run a lot better than it did. I bought it day one when it came out on Xbox.
Yeah,
and
I just get sick and tired of hearing people talk about
it runs a lot
Microsoft
better
needs
now.
to buy their studio. Microsoft needs fuck that shit. This game is garbage. Why are people acting like Microsoft needs to go out and buy this shitty ass studio with this shitty ass game?
Well, I mean, you're the minority because
we need to talk. That's what needs to. We need if you want your game console that you choose to play on to be better. Don't want your game console.
No one is not saying that though. That's my point. No one has not said this.
I mean, it is coming to PlayStation. It's coming to PlayStation, man.
Yeah. When it comes to PlayStation, I better not see Frog on that shit. I tell you this.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I already bought it on Xbox and I don't want a refund. When that game comes to PlayStation, I don't plan on buying it twice.
He's gonna be on there. Him and Jez, they're gonna be on that shit. Like,
oh shit! I heard my name. What happened?
Look, PUBG is straight garbage.
Why are we talking about PUBG? I'm sorry.
We can't have a PUBG conversation. Let me tell you,
what happened?
We cannot ever have a PUBG conversation without mentioning PC. When we talk about PUBG, every time we have a PUBG conversation, talking about the Xbox, when somebody brings PC, no matter how it is, we're talking about the Xbox.
Jesus Christ! Can we please just move the fuck on?
What happened with PUBG?
No, Jazz, we just want to know if you're buying it on PlayStation.
Oh, fuck no! I won't buy that on anything.
Oh, damn.
They keep that PUBG stuff.
And for the people that saying Black Ops gonna kill PUBG, I 100% agree with you.
Oh yeah, Black Ops is gonna be the shit.
You guys, you know what? You guys are very, very like you guys are funny. You guys are really funny.
Smooth. I'm also buying. You know me. Well, with the topic we may be going into later, maybe I don't have to triple dip, but I can tell you, I'm definitely also picking it up on Xbox. So I hope you do too.
Yeah, do that.
So I'm waiting for my demo. And secondly, on PUBG, the thing about PUBG is that I don't really not like Bluehole or a shithole, or whatever we call that. But it's not that I don't like them. I like the game. Like I said last week, I just didn't like how Microsoft shoved a broken ass game all over the marketing. It wasn't ready. But they shoved it on boxes and promoted it. They made frying pans. They had Dead Mouse. Like I said last week, they made this game like it was their Call of Duty, like what Call of Duty was.
Back then, it was running like shit. Back then, it was.
Well, Microsoft didn't acknowledge that, but basically they said as a preview that was their excuse. But that was I just had how Microsoft handled it. I know they went with the name. And I know that they had to, they did what they had to do and probably get the exclusivity. And I just think that they kind of mishandled that game.
It worked, though. They got 9 million players.
How did they mishandle the game?
They mishandled. I just said, like, they put it in bundles. They promoted it like crazy. It was a game that was still being development. It was still being worked on. Like they marketed it like it was like how they marketed Call of Duty with the 360 age. Like everything was Call of Duty. And
somebody said it's not gonna be many people playing it when it comes to PS4. I'm like, watch out! They don't make that game a free to play when it gets.
I think they'll. If they make it free to play, maybe. But if they charging, that game is dead on the
they got their stuff with their PC.
Hold on, before we start kissing PlayStation's ass, let me read a super chat.
Nobody's kissing play. Why is it?
Raven says
it's the fucking game. The game is
Raven says says PS will be Blops Fortnite territory when PUBG drops.
Agreed.
Agreed. I'm just saying. I mean, and then he also said, let's talk about that RD2 file size. We'll get to that a little bit later.
But like when we got, I'm just gonna say, like a year ago, right now, it was PUBG versus Fortnite. Fortnite was the copycat. Fortnite was the cartoon, the kids game, and it was all about PUBG was where the shit is, and Microsoft got the exclusivity, and PlayStation was going to use Fortnite. Because remember, without Fortnite, nobody had a battle royale game. PUBG, Microsoft announced PUBG, and it was like they were the one-stop shop for your battle royale games. And then Fortnite copied it and said, hey, we're doing it. And now everybody on PlayStation kind of gravitated to, that's our PUBG, you know.
What about H1Z1? You guys done with that? Huh?
No, I'm not talking about a year ago. I'm talking about PUBG and how now Fortnite just surpassed PUBG in popularity, especially on the console end. And it's because that Bluepoint they did not get the game straight and corrected and working functionally, and Fortnite just surpassed it. They even had the 60 frames per second mode. Fortnite was evolving, adding content. They were adding maps to PUBG on Xbox. They're still adding maps to it, and they're still not, it's not optimized. It still cannot run on the most powerful console.
How did Microsoft mishandle like PUBG?
They should have just left it in preview. They should not have bundled it with their X. They shouldn't have had a bundle with the S.
Really?
They should have just left it in preview.
That's like crime. That's like being
and had a demo like every other preview game, and just let it go. Why would you put that game on a box since it's a work in progress?
This is the bottom line. The bottom line is
retail box.
The bottom line is when we start talking.
Market
the bottom line is this, Jazz. When we start talking about if a game is bad or good, and we start talking to developers and say you need to optimize and make this game better, that's when we win. Fuck whose console it's on.
Yeah,
if the game is bad. The game is bad. You need to talk about. I don't care where that game is.
Worked on.
Speaking of the game being bad, Jazz, I saw that you were playing a Gravity Rush remaster on PlayStation Now.
I didn't. I just downloaded it. I didn't play it yet.
You didn't play it yet? Or try playing it online.
No, that's Gravity Rush 2. The service.
That's Gravity Rush 2.
That's the first one. That's I downloaded the first one.
Yeah,
the first one don't have a multiplayer?
No.
Have online? Okay. Just curious.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they shut down the service. They shut down the service for that other piece of shit game, the Drawn to Death too.
Yeah.
They shut down the service. I'm just saying. You put PUBG. The PUBG was marketed like it wasn't even the bundles, man. It was the fucking frying pans. It was the shirts that Aaron Greenberg was. They made this game like it was how they advertised Call of Duty. Like this was their game, and the game was still being fixed. It was not working properly.
You know what? I'll say this. I agree with you, Jez. But at the same time, I understand why Microsoft did it, though.
Oh, I understand too. I know
because it was the biggest thing on PC.
You know, I just think they think less of their install base if they think they could kind of get one over on everybody, which they did. They tried to.
They did. They did.
They did.
Players, dog.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, I'm not proud. Here's the thing: is I one. You guys seem angry. Like I don't. One. I don't think it's that. The thing is, I feel like there's a lot of competition out there. PUBG hasn't been like only held like the market down on its own by itself for a little while on PC. Fortnite, by the time it came to Xbox, Fortnite had just came through already. Like I feel like they were they even months apart at all? I feel like didn't Fortnite come first?
Yeah, it came out a month before.
Fortnite was out
first with no battle royale. It was a PvP. PvP.
Like there were options, and now there's even more options. I don't understand the animosity towards a game. You know what I mean? Towards like the developers of this game. Is like it is what if you think it's garbage, it's garbage. But like don't deny its success because
I'm not denying.
I'm not saying it's not successful. I'm just saying that Microsoft marketed the shit out of a game that was still being worked on, and it wasn't fair to the developer. It wasn't fair to them. That's the biggest problem. Like it wasn't fair to. They probably got their money, but it wasn't fair to Bluehole. It wasn't fair to PUBG. Microsoft basically threw that thing out and marketed the hell out of it. People, if I didn't know about PUBG, you would think that you're getting a retail, like a working game, and then you go put it on, and it's like all over the place with the most powerful console. Dude, this is the craziest thing. It's like in November they were talking the most powerful console in the world, and then you give the most unoptimized work in progress game with the most powerful console. Like, what are you trying to solve? Like I said last week, they should have just bundled Forza 7. That was it. That was the best game for the Xbox.
I agree, but I don't mind them. But the thing is, they've had plenty of bundles. Like right now, there's like about 8 X bundles this fall. I don't want to hear a complaint on any of them. There's an option for every game. So
no, they got ones with all the parties. Yeah,
they got. I think they've done better this year. But I think PubG should have never been bundled with anything.
Do you think Fortnite should be bundled with anything?
It's a free game.
That's a fucking working game.
It's a free
working game. But the fact of the matter is you're paying $29.
Technically, it's bundled with
every fucking console.
You're paying for a broken piece of shit demo that doesn't work. Like, why would you bundle that shit? Look,
the game actually does work. It's just
the bottom line is that like I don't like the game. I think it's bad. People gonna bring up.
Have you played this since its first weekend?
I don't care to play it. It's trash. I'm not gonna fucking play it. Bottom line.
Wait, did you talk about the Fortnite bundle on the Xbox One? That is an Xbox is going to give it to you. They bundled a free game with the Xbox One S that requires Xbox Live. Like he talked about Timmy and Tommy being confused of like when mom buys the when he goes when mom buys Fortnite on the PlayStation and then they buy it on the Xbox, the mom is not going to realize that they can't play with each other. That's not right.
I don't fucking understand why people are treating Bluehole like a CD Projekt Red. Like, oh my god, like that's how people.
Wait, let me finish my story.
They like
Xbox treat people. They treat Bluehole like that. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Yes, y'all do, man.
Dude, I think like, are you following like what?
Look.
Really?
I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna start naming YouTubers who do it, man.
No. Give me an example. What did people say about Bluehole that made you think they put them on?
Look, I just said I don't want to start naming YouTubers' names.
You don't have to name names, but give me an example of what was being said.
But I gotta give you an example. I gotta name names. And most of these people I listen to who fanboy on Xbox, I'm like, just go fucking play a game. Stop talking about the console. Play a game. If a game is good, talk about the fucking game, not the console. Bottom line, that's where we need to be in this state because that's how we move forward. Talk about the game, not the fucking console. The plastic doesn't matter. Spider-Man was good. Bottom line, Forza is good. I've said it. Forza is the best racing game I've ever played. Bottom line, I don't care where the fuck I play it, Xbox or PlayStation, but we get so tied up into, Microsoft should buy this and Microsoft should, fuck that. They're doing what they're doing, and either you're going to like it or you're not. I don't like what they're fucking doing. I want them to be better. I want to be able to own both platforms equally and play games equally in both, but I can't do that, and it's 2018. Hey, I don't know why people act like you can't. Why are people acting like that's not the truth?
If things keeps going how they're going, the box is really not going to matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
The box is really not going to matter.
So to finish the story, with the Xbox One S, they're bundling Fortnite, but it's confusing because that game requires Xbox Live.
And the Xbox usually comes with 2 weeks of Xbox Live Gold.
So. It comes with 1 month, actually.
So 1 month. All right, there you have it.
There you have it.
A month if it's the X, though. I think it comes with 2 weeks if it's an S.
Oh, well, I thought that. Well, anyway, the thing is, they're bundling that game that requires online, which is kind of shady, I think.
So are you saying you're mad that they're bundling the game?
They're bundling a free game that requires Xbox Live.
So all right. So
that's
now,
kind of whacked out.
No, but that goes into another. That goes into another topic,
you're allowed to bundle the game, but Xbox you can't because you're
because it's free on those two. You don't need.
So wait a minute. So why? So Xbox shouldn't be allowed to bundle any fucking multiplayer game.
I'm just saying it's shady.
That makes no sense. Like because you require Xbox Live Gold, you shouldn't be able to bundle the game.
Listen, that is not they can bundle the game. It's just that their policy makes you require Xbox Live to play it, which the other two don't do that.
You know what? I'll tell you this though, and I guarantee you this, and I've said this before. I guarantee you, people walk in, they'll buy that PlayStation Fortnite bundle, and they have no idea that they don't have to buy.
I agree.
They have no idea.
They don't have to pay $60 to play online.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like Timmy and Tommy that Phil talked about.
I agree with you, and I actually do, especially with the news that has come out recently. I'm almost positively sure the next piece of news we're gonna get is Microsoft's gonna remove that paywall. They have to.
I agree. Totally agree.
That's gonna happen. You know, it's
totally agree.
This is like I get it, man. These guys are running businesses. This is like playing chess. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm fully expecting that's going to happen. But I guarantee you, people walk in there, Fortnite bundle, PlayStation. Oh, let me grab my PSN card that I need to play online, because that's been instilled.
I'm telling you, like,
that's been instilled into people.
Unfortunately, the thing about Fortnite is that it does cater to a younger audience as well. Not only just a hardcore, but a younger audience. So a lot of parents will be buying this stuff, and it's kind of shady to say, well, we're going to give you this game that's there's no single player, like it's required online, because I don't know if it's the against the world or whatever the hell that is, but to play the big part, it's online, and they only get a month of it, and then you got to pay for the subscription. The same way if you subscribe
this is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. Because now
it's Microsoft practice.
Because now you can say that about every game that's bundled with the console. You can literally say that about every game bundled.
How can you say that when Hollywood is free to play?
If you bundle Call of Duty, let's say if they had the marketing,
that's not a free to play game, Smooth. That's the whole point. It's a free to play game.
You're talking about the game being bundled with the Xbox.
We're talking about a free to play game.
Black Ops, nigga,
that's what we're talking about. That's the whole conversation.
But you're arguing the fact that it's bundled with the box and saying, well, because you require Xbox Live Gold, it's not right. Imagine they bundled Black Ops 4 with the Xbox. Now does it matter because the game's not free to play, even though you need Xbox Live Gold to use it? Like, what? It's the same.
It's not the same thing. How do you look at the same thing?
Call of Duty
One
is
a free-to-play game. You don't have to pay anything for it, but now you're saying you have to go out and spend $60. You're not making any sense. What is a free-to-play game?
What are you talking about?
I don't get that.
Any game they bundle with the console becomes free. Isn't that right?
What?
No, Fortnite is free for everybody.
Yo,
exactly.
You guys are really being like retarded. Was Spider-Man free when I bought the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man bundle? Was it free?
Did you need
Was it free? Was it free?
Did you
Was it free? Because you're not listening. Was it free?
Yes, it's included in the price.
It's included with the bundle. Yes.
The Fortnite is really free.
No, stop interrupting. No, because you guys are really stuck. You're crying that a game is bundled with Xbox. You say you can't do that because it's free to play. You need Xbox Live. But if they take any game and bundle it with the Xbox, that game is technically free at that time. And if it's a multiplayer game, you still need gold to play it. So why is it okay if the game isn't free?
You know what it is? It's simple. I know what it is.
Now Fortnite, you need Xbox Live. Well, if it was Call of Duty, I would still need Xbox Live, but it's the same. You can make that argument for every game that has online that is bundled with the Xbox.
Let me ask you this question real quick.
I'll tell you what it is.
Wait.
Go.
Can you go take Fortnite and go trade it in at GameStop and get anything for it? No, motherfucker, because it's free. You can't.
Like, it's like a digital copy of Spider-Man, nigga. No, you can't because it's fucking digital.
You can't go take that.
No, they got physical,
man.
Fortnite really is free, though.
Dude, it's free. It's free.
It's the content you're paying for. You're paying for the V-Bucks.
This is simple. This is simple. You know what it is?
You see this? This game bundled with my PlayStation. Guess what? Not for resale.
You can still trade it in.
You can still trade it in.
It's not for resale.
Yeah.
They can technically turn it down if they want to.
Yeah, like at Best Buy, they'll turn it down. They won't turn it down at GameStop.
Talking about, like, oh my God, man.
Fortnite is really free, though.
What he's saying is anything that's a free-to-play game that you can download anywhere, you shouldn't have to charge me an online fee to play.
First off, the Fortnite bundle, the value that you're getting in that bundle is the exclusive skin and the V-Bucks. Which is, I think, 2,000. That's what you're paying for. That's the value.
Which is like $20 in V-Bucks.
Let me get this straight. So the crime of them bundling Fortnite is because it's free to play.
It's their policy.
Even though they throw
requiring Xbox Live for free to play games
a month or 2 weeks. You guys are fucking crying over nothing.
No, we're not crying. We just
listen.
I can do what they want to do.
Next topic. That shit just gave me a fucking aneurysm in the asshole.
You know what it is? Both sides, both of you guys are right in reality, but it's simple. It just comes down to that competition, in this case Sony, right, is not doing it, right? Like they're allowing Fortnite to be played for
the Switch
Plus and the Switch. So they want Microsoft to do it. It's kind of like the same thing of like how
it's reversed.
Like Microsoft and Nintendo wanted Sony to do crossplay, and they wanted Sony to bend. Now it's kind of like the other way around. So I'll be honest with you. I'm on the side in this situation. I'm on the side of like, yeah, man, I want to see him drop that paywall. You know?
Yeah, I want to see him drop the paywall too. But the thing is that the argument that's just being made, I feel like it was like now I'm boycotting against bundling.
I'm not boycotting. I'm saying that
Xbox Live go. But mind you, even though we went over that Xbox Live comes in the bundle, whether it be 2 weeks or a month, it comes in the bundle. We already established that, but it's wrong because the game is initially free to play. But it's like
no, it requires Xbox Live to play. It's
so
shady.
What? Dude, I don't understand. All right. What is it Call of Duty? Though now pretty much the worst case example because Call of Duty has its only multiplayer, right?
Well, if it's bundled,
listen,
not yet.
$60, right? If I buy that game for $60, right? And I don't have Xbox Live or PS Plus, I can't.
Exactly.
I totally agree with you.
Who's going to do a Call of Duty bundle? I haven't seen one. I haven't seen Call of Duty bundle yet.
Yeah.
No, so what? It doesn't. It's an example.
Well, because this year it's different. There's no single player campaign in Call of Duty.
So is Microsoft wrong for bundling Fallout, the new Fallout game?
No, because you can play it offline.
You can play it offline.
You don't need Xbox Live. You don't need Xbox
Live. Oh, no, you can't play Battle Royale offline.
You can't access half the game. You can access the
whole game offline. That's what.
You can't access the main function of the game.
The multiplayer, you can still play through the whole game, complete it 100% the game without ever actually signing online. That was said at the beginning, hands down. So we're just going, and this is the problem I have. Smooth. You're going on for one game this year, Black Ops, when
I'm just giving you an example.
So let's go with the example of all the other past Call of Duty.
Because I picked one example doesn't mean I'm just
but you picked an example of a game that's online only.
Multiplayer, any game that has multiplayer. If you don't have Xbox Live, you can't use that.
No, that's bullshit. You can't see any game that has multiplayer is useless.
All right.
Because that means, so you're telling me that World at War was useless when you got it? You can still get a platinum in that game for the most part.
No, you can't. You can't platinum.
For the most part. For
the most part. I've never seen a most part platinum. Show me.
I said for the most part. What I'm saying is the game is still accessible
without Xbox Live, right? Somebody show me a trophy where you get a most part platinum.
Next time.
Hey, just go next time.
Did we talk about XO18?
I don't know nothing about this, so I have nothing to say about it.
Jazz, you had to grind my gear about something. Can you take over for that? I need a drink of water. I'll be right back.
Holy shit!
Hey, shout out to 130.
I don't know how to follow. I don't know how to follow that shit up, but anyway. So I don't know what to say now. So XO18 got announced.
Yeah.
Wait, Smooth gone? Let me see. Is he gone?
No.
Smooth still here. He's getting.
Oh, he's still okay. Because I was gonna be like, they teased Phil Spencer coming on to Inside Xbox to tease. So he came on one show to tease another show, which was a XO18.
Right.
So it's coming back. I don't know what the last one was.
In
it was
Mexico,
like XO6 in Mexico City. So what they said was they were doing an Xbox Fan Fest down there during that time. Now they kind of turned it into an Xbox Fan Fest and they made it an XO event, which means they'll probably have, I think XO was almost like with a PSX or like one of those. They have all demo stations similar to like what looked like the E3 stage, like when they had all those demo stations set up. And it's a lot of all things Xbox. He said that there will be a lot of multiplats will be there. Their first party will be there big, he said. And he also said that and then the guy teased about an announcement. It's like, oh, you're going to have some announcements, right? Something like that. He goes, yeah, it's good to announce stuff there when there's a lot of people there to celebrate the stuff. So probably I think that meant Fable, they'll probably announce that because that's something that you would want to announce with everybody there. But again, the reason why I had the little grinds my gears and all that other stuff is because I'm just, as always, sick of the carrots. You either got something or you don't. So stop with the teasers.
The XO, when they've done an XO in the past, that has a tradition of having big announcements.
Yeah, they announced a rare acquisition at an XO. Then they revealed they had a perfect dark reveal at an XO. XO was pretty much like another show. It was that.
It was like another E3, right? Because that's what it was. Yeah. It was like another thing for them. Yeah. That's how
you consider that to be like a premium show that Microsoft used to do.
It's a premium show. Yeah, I used to get Xbox Magazine and Edge Magazine and all that stuff and read all about XO because I couldn't. There was no YouTube to watch it on. At least it wasn't airing on YouTube then. You had to like read about it in the magazines, or they'll probably have you trailers on like them little demo discs that you get with some of the magazines.
Yeah, I think it's a great fan event. I know that they do it's a global celebration, he said, so it's like a global thing. So I think they always did it in different areas. The first XO, I think, was like that was the one that was in the desert, right? When the Xbox 360 launched. Was that like that wasn't an XO.
Yes.
I thought that's what they called it, XO.
That was an XO.
Yeah, that was like the first one, and they rented out the hangar and stuff like that for the 360. Yeah. But yeah, it's great. For that. It's another opportunity for them to do news. I think it has to be Crackdown coming out party. Like they got to have multiplayer stations set up. They got to show Crackdown. They need to get that.
Yeah, if they're gonna have an event this close, because Crackdown is due for February. I expect Crackdown to be the headliner, or some of the other games, some new announcements. I mean, I don't. They have inside Xbox to bullshit around. I don't think XO is a bullshitting around because they have inside Xbox already.
Well, inside Xbox is going to be basically delivering the news of XO. Like it's not a conference. It's going to be inside Xbox on November 10th, and that's going to be where they do their announcements. I don't think it's like I don't think there's a conference like how on stage presence. I think it's they just said that it's going to be inside Xbox is going to be live, and it's going to be showing. That's where they're probably going to share the news. So
maybe we're going to see more gears too.
They got it. I think so. Yeah, they got to show some more Gears, and I think they'll have Gears there. I don't know if they'll show some Halo. Maybe they will see some Halo gameplay, but
no, we're not going to see that. We're not going to see that.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is that it turns us into like how we will like what E3 was going to be. Now we're kind of here to see like what's this going to be.
Here's the thing. I got a bone to pick with you because I didn't watch it, but I'm almost predicting on like pretty much what you said, because you were live. I was at work. Yeah. So I'm pretty much saying you found some issue with this because you think they don't have anything to talk about and they're just doing this.
No, I didn't say that.
No, I'm just assuming.
No, that's not what I said.
Because you don't do a grind my gears that's just full of positivity unless you're talking.
Oh, but it is always positive. It's always positive.
So let's what was your now? I want to know what is your concern of them bringing back
my
XO?
Concern is that there's no concern with bringing back XO. I just think that is a very dangerous thing for us to think about what XO is going to be, because it could be a massive disappointment or it could be a big surprise. It's very telling that they announced studios in June. They're not going to have games in November to show. Like they announced these studios in June, like of the year that the content and the message of content is kind of lacking. That you're going to have your own Xbox show, and what are we going to see? Are we going to see DLC for Sea of Thieves again? State of K2? Like they always like to recycle those games and keep bringing them, like keep them relevant. And it's like, is that what we're going to do?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible they announce those studios and save a project or two specifically for this platform?
Hey, that will be maybe. I don't know, man. This is what happens. We have all speculation about it. I just don't know. I would love to know what they're working on, and if they announce something like what they're working on, what type of game, I think that will be a huge, step in the right direction. I think they definitely have to acknowledge Fable. Like, they cannot not acknowledge that, and they're gonna have to show Crackdown
with this.
Well, just mention it. I think they need to show a trailer because I want to see
what
Fable is all about. Yeah, see, it's like, then it's like, it's just the thing is I'm just sick of. They teased Phil Spencer on the show. He comes on the show to announce another show, and then it's like, oh, we might have some news, and it's like, guys, like, I'm just annoyed.
But
it's just annoying.
We have that perspective that at the Gamescom Inside Xbox, they announced shit afterwards. And like, why didn't you announce it on Inside Xbox?
Oh yeah, but it wasn't relevant to and that's, what? You bring up a good point, because you got to watch out what they announced down there, because remember, it's a global event. Remember, they held back some news at Gamescom because it wasn't for the US specifically, like the Elite and stuff like that. It was specifically US. So it's going to be what they're going to announce. Like, they got to be careful because it is a global event, just like how Gamescom was European. They couldn't have some news.
I mean, look, just out of curiosity, where would they have announced this?
What the X?
Like let's say that they didn't go on there to Inside Xbox to announce another activity or event. Where else could they have announced it at?
Just on Twitter, like, hey, we're doing Xbox Fan
but
Fest.
that doesn't have the reach that when 30,000 people watched Inside Xbox almost every time it's on.
No, they could do a commercial on TV, have more reach too. Like, about something like Forza. I haven't seen anything like that, but they choose to use social media as they mean.
A very small fraction of it. Like, I get what you're saying. You saw Phil Spencer, you expected something big.
Well,
when he got on there, but when he got on there, he gave you a completely different other date for something.
Yeah, it's like they teased Phil Spencer to tease another event, and
no, he confirmed he gave you when the mouse and keyboard support was coming.
Oh, don't let me get that
games, and he kind of just hinted at
hint. See, I'm gonna tell you my problem. My problem is that I'm impatient, and I don't feel like Microsoft is in the position right now to just chill out and just be like, I'm gonna hint this and stuff like that. They need to come balls to the wall because Sony is just announcing shit on Twitter, man.
You breaking news.
Don't waste my fucking time with teases of teases. Okay. Sony doesn't need a fucking press event to say, yo, PlayStation now has downloads. Yo, here comes the PlayStation Classic. They didn't need Major Nelson unboxing a PlayStation Classic with white gloves to announce it. They're just like, boom, boom, boom.
Well, that's mainly
and Microsoft's like, stay tuned to Inside Xbox. You might hear something, and then something about something else. It's like, guys, come on.
I'm just like,
that's my point, but I'm just tired of like the tariffs.
I get your point, but I think that the biggest thing that no one's taking into consideration is like they announced another event. This is what everyone wanted. Yeah. They said, when could they possibly announce?
Everybody wanted this event because of E3 was not the event that everybody wanted. That's why. And Gamescom wasn't the event that everybody wanted. They let us down at E3 with new games. They let us down at Gamescom with new games. And everybody's like, I hope they do something else. And now this is the hope. We weren't hoping for an XO event when E3 was right in front of us. Everybody's like, no, E3 is going to be it. And he went on E3 and he said, we bought some studios, but he didn't show any new games. He showed some Halo and Gears and moved out. So everybody's like, there's got to be another event. And then when Gamescom was so poorly managed with new games, it was all about Tomb Raider, multiplats, PubG controllers. Then everybody's like, there's got to be this October event. There's got to be an event in October. And it's like,
and there was.
Yeah. We're hoping. It wasn't like we were sitting here wishes and dreams. It was because the other two were disappointments. And now I don't. You're gonna get a third disappointment.
I don't necessarily think E3 is a disappointment. I think Gamescom was utter trash.
All right,
but E3 wasn't.
We go back to the show and we think what E3 was. We thought Booty was gonna come out there and talk about what he's working on. Perfect Dark. He was gonna be working on this games. Instead, we had Phil out there with an apology letter saying that he bought studios.
But that's what everyone wanted.
But before that, we were like, they're gonna announce studios and games. They didn't announce the games with the studios. They just said we bought studios.
The biggest thing that people had,
I'm talking about the predictions
at that time, is they had no what's where I'm looking for, no hope that they were investing into the Xbox brand, and they had no they were falling apart on the JRPG market. They was not getting half the games that the competition was getting. They came out there and showed you we're working on all of that all around.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying the studios were bad. I'm just saying before the show, we thought that they were going to have the games to go along with the studios. Like this is what Booty is doing. Booty was going to come on stage and he was going to say, these are the games we're working on. And here's the studio that we built, that quadruple A studio and stuff. We knew all about this before E3. I'm just saying the expectations were like, we're going to get games with those studios. Instead, we just got the studios. So now we got to wonder what the games are. And I'm just saying that was it wasn't a disappointment. I'm not saying E3 was a horrible, but it wasn't the games that we wanted. You can't play studios. Like I said before, and I said on my show thing with, what happens if Ninja Theory comes out and goes, we're going to make a puzzle game. Now you could laugh and say that's not going to happen, but who knows? We always wanted to make this puzzle game.
Microsoft bought a whole company to make that puzzle game.
Forza Kart turned out to be Miami Streets, right?
But it wasn't done by Forza.
It was built off the Forza engine, and we thought before. And I'm just saying,
you got information on
Forza Kart.
Was it made by a first-party studio?
I don't know who's made for. All I know is a rumor that was supposed to be Forza Cars.
Let's just move on.
I'm just saying, our dreams are not coming true, dude. Like we're predicting the world, and Microsoft's not delivering. Phil Spencer says we love Xbox fans, and announces the mouse and keyboard support because I'm sure the 10,000 people lining up in Mexico wanted the keyboard and mouse. They probably can't wait for it. And I got a little clip, so you guys could talk all you want. I'm gonna talk. I got another Phil Spencer clip that we could talk about.
All right. The mouse and keyboard support. What I wanted to talk about is the key things that they said this allows for other games to appear on their console. I know a lot of people were crying that Age of Empires and Gears Tactics would be only on the PC. They're exclusive for the PC, but there's been rumors that those both can make its way to the Xbox, and I think with the native mouse and keyboard, I can't even say keyboard, the native mouse and keyboard support could bring those games and other games that wouldn't normally come to the console If this turns out to be the case, Jez, what are your thoughts? I mean, do you still have like an issue with this idea, or like I'm just curious.
Yeah, hold on.
What we find is gamers like to play on multiple devices, and with our service, was able to bring people along, and they stay connected.
I'll get you.
Essentially identical. Yeah, I actually don't have a goal of making them identical. I think there is something unique about a console gaming experience in your family room, 10 feet away from the screen with a wireless controller in your hand, which is different than sitting in front of a PC with a keyboard and mouse and playing a game. But I do think from a developer standpoint and a gamer standpoint, there are things that are similar or the same that we would want to continue to innovate on. We've innovated on controller, and we want to make sure our controller is available if you do want to use controller.
So anyway, he did not want them to be similar. And instead he declared, and this is back in circa 2016 of why games are going to PC. And he was like, it's a different experience. You have keyboard and mouse, and the console is a sit back, I watch TV. So now you tell me 2 years later, we've been teasing laptop, keyboard and mouse support, and now they partnered with Razer. And there it goes. He was not trying to make them the same thing, and now they're going to make keyboard and mouse support on Xbox. The two problems I have, number one, is that Microsoft is wiping their hands clean, and this is the big problem. Mike Ybarra came on his little Twitter thing and said, it's up to the developers. Microsoft is not going to mandate that they have separate playlists for keyboard and mouse versus controller. That is up to the developer to decide. And Microsoft is not giving, and Microsoft is just saying, devs, you choose what to do. Now, are you a dev that's going to try to get an online multiplayer game? Are you going to segregate your market based on controllers? You should, because there's two different controller types now. But the devs are going to decide on this. Microsoft's not mandating it. Nonetheless, it's the platform that they're charging Xbox Live for, those services that you're paying for. Microsoft is not going to mandate that they have that included. Just like how they mandated back when the original Xbox came out, they needed to have Optimatch, they needed to have Quick Play. Microsoft mandated the structure that they needed to run on a console. Now, what they're doing is they're saying it's up to the devs. So you're going to get games that might not have keyboard and mouse support. Nonetheless, we have Gears of War PC players filling into the casual playlist without the option to opt out of a keyboard and mouse support, because the playlist of the PC, it takes forever to join. So they just merged them with the Xbox guys. If Microsoft's not doing it, how would you expect a developer to do it? Microsoft needs to take responsibility. They want to partner with Razer, charge you $150 for a keyboard and mouse, and then charge people for an online service. They need to take the responsibility.
Now you want them to mandate.
They have to.
Now they have to. Like,
they're the ones doing keyboard and mouse support, man.
Your Xbox, previous Xbox fans are like women. Right. They're like battered.
I can't wait to see how you freak out when you get headshotted with somebody with a PC logo over their head.
Microsoft was bad because they had all these mandations and it was so bad for the consumer. Now, no mandations. Oh, they need to mandate this. This is a problem.
They should require the developer.
Here's the thing.
You don't want separate playlists. You want to go play keyboard versus controller.
Honestly, I don't think I actually even care anymore.
Well, you're gonna care because it's gonna be shoved down your fucking throat because they're selling an accessory.
Really?
Hey, Smooth, I got a question. Did you say that OG Xbox people are like better women? I think that's the new generation. You guys accept the bullshit and y'all keep getting beat. Because I just don't
be that what? Be that what? I mean,
like,
there's only been changes. I
can say this, right?
We convinced your masters to change their fucking
No,
rules.
what I'm saying is I was a day one Xbox Live adopter. OG Xbox owned it day one, right? And what I've seen from this company going from there to the 360 is good things progressively going forward. This generation, I've not seen the same company from the OG Xbox to the 360.
Yeah,
if
you required Optimatch, they required
now. Like you got to understand.
They required demos for Xbox Live Arcade games. Like if you're paying for a service, they should be backing you up for that service. What are you paying for then? And they're letting the devs just kind of like dev is just going to come in there.
What are you paying for when they go online and PlayStation Plus? What are you paying for?
You're paying for, well, you see what they have. They wrote it.
What are you paying for?
Well, see, why we always got to be a PlayStation Xbox conversation?
Sony's not having a PlayStation keyboard and mouse.
Hold on. So if he's talking about PlayStation Plus, last gen PlayStation Plus was just something you could do to get free stuff. This gen is required for online. Let's just talk about what wasn't needed.
And Microsoft
let's
is
just
free
talk about one company
on the PC.
What I'm
Xbox
saying
Live is free on the PC.
If you started on OG Xbox, going to Xbox Live, and we said, EA, you need to get on board with Xbox Live. EA got on board. We got EA Xbox Live because Sony and EA were really close. And then when EA started doing Xbox Live online games, it was a big deal. It was a big deal because EA wasn't doing online games with the OG Xbox. It was only 2K and certain other sports guys. So what I'm saying is I started at the beginning, the original Xbox Live, and I've seen it going forward with the OG Xbox to the 360 this generation. This generation is completely different and ass backwards than the other two.
If you're paying for something, you should expect that the service delivers. And if Microsoft
this is what I want you guys to do. This is what I want you guys to do. This is what I want you guys to do.
Why are you having keyboard and mouse versus controller? Why would you
Why
not
does PlayStation do it?
Because Sony, first off, Sony does not give you free PlayStation subscriptions on the computer, and you can't do everything on the computer for free. So Sony has a lockdown to their platform. Secondly, Sony is
keep that same energy. Like keep that same energy. That's what. Keep that.
No, I am not talking about fucking Sony. I'm talking about
you guys never do.
Mouse.
You guys only
because they're not the ones doing all fuck shit. They're not doing fuck shit.
They don't do it into fuck shit. But yet it says, yeah, you know what? After thinking about it, we will do crossplay. Oh, wait, it wasn't fuck shit in the first place.
It was fucked up. But the keyboard and mouse, you want keyboard and mouse? Are you going to go buy the Razer keyboard and mouse? You want that?
I probably will. I browse porn on my Xbox. I mean, I probably will. Like,
if you want that, why not just be on PC? I know people play consoles.
I'm on PC.
So why not? Why have an Xbox?
Because why do you want to keep that mouse?
Like you make no sense. You're on PC, but you want keyboard. Dude, you're on PC, but you want keyboard and mouse. Why on a console then?
Did I say on a console? Did I? Or are we talking?
You just said you did. You just said. My whole thing is
how can Microsoft not require the developer to have two playlists?
Oh my god!
You want me to go find more stuff with Phil Spencer saying we're going to do it smartly,
dog? I don't care.
This is what Phil's saying.
Oh my god, dude! Here's the thing. I just realized the people who cause the most commotion about Xbox don't even play on the fucking platform.
It's not worth it this generation. Not this gen. Last gen Xbox was.
You would think that we're talking to current customers of the fucking platform, and it's not even the case.
No, you're talking about people who love games who went to a different console.
No, we're not talking about. We're just talking about platforms.
That's the problem.
We're not talking about games. We're talking about platforms.
See, that's the problem.
That's not the problem.
That
topic.
I'm gonna tell you why it's the problem. Hold on.
It's not a problem.
No, I'm gonna tell you what's the problem. You just said that if games wasn't the problems. If games is the problem, Xbox wouldn't be in the place it is now. Bottom line, point blank.
So, dude, we're talking. The topic was the platform. We're talking about a platform update. So, what are you talking about? Well, that's why we're not talking about games. I'm not talking about games. Talking about a platform update. We're talking about a platform update because keyboard and mouse support is coming natively to the console. That's what we're talking about.
All I'm gonna say, Smooth, is read the chat.
Fuck the chat. Like
hey, these are guys who come here, who listen to us, who have their opinion too.
No. There's a bunch of people who come here and listen to you and Jez just talk talk about the Xboxes, that's all they want to hear. If they're,
I want this.
They don't want to hear. Yo, everybody agrees. Why do you want keyboard and mouse support and not
never said this is what I want.
You want the next Halo to have just.
I could have sworn you just said you wanted it so you can scroll on porn on your system. I could have sworn you just said that.
I was being sarcastic. I mean, they're like, what? What the fuck?
Hey, you need to be more specific.
Yeah, I can guarantee you Halo is not going to be intertwined playlist. They'll ruin the multiplayer if they do that.
The Gears did it too. I know Gears is not as
it is. There's a bunch of butthurt fucking anti-Xbox guys that's happy to
all I'm saying is
why let me ask you this question. Why are people so anti-Xbox when they want something better? I support it. Let me tell you something. No, because that's the falsest. Let me hold on. That's the most bullshit statement I've ever heard. I support it.
I want something better. You have something better. You have a place.
That's the most bullshit thing I've ever heard. I supported it last gen with the fucking 10 red rings of death I had. I supported the OG Xbox with the first day one Xbox Live with the Dark Master fucking Xbox Live. I supported this shit. This generation shit is not going right. Why am I gonna keep supporting something that's not giving me what I want? So now I'm an anti-consumer. Like now I don't like Xbox because I'm speaking my opinion.
No, actually, that's
I don't
not
get
the case.
that.
I think it's just random. I think it's just random.
You can have a change of heart. I'm not locked to this one ecosystem.
Nobody's locked to an ecosystem. Most of us have multiple. How am I locked to a one ecosystem?
Because you call yourself the best buy. Why not just talk about?
What does that have to do?
But that's the point. We're talking. If you talk about games,
hold on. I want to see this shit.
Smooth.
Where is this?
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you like this. If you talked about the games and you champion as much as for the games you want for this specific console, it'd be a better platform all around. Stop talking about the power. Stop talking about the plastic. Talk about the games we want Xbox to come with. We need petition for these games. Petition for these developers to do better shit for us. It don't matter about the Xbox, the PlayStation. At the end of the day, if you're not getting good games and a variety across the board, then
why can't we stay on one topic? Why can't we talk about a platform update or a news or something without?
I just said that.
Why does everything have to be related? Oh, you're not getting good games, so you should be petitioning shit. Like the next person to say I don't talk about it, I'm the last person somebody should say I don't tell people what I want on Xbox when I have a channel that talks about everything that I want on Xbox. I have a Twitter that I talk about literally everything. Just because I call myself the best bot, like I don't know why people can't see past a fucking tagline that I lock myself in the box. I really lock myself in the box. I play more games than half the people that fucking troll me, but I lock myself in the box. Like this is ridiculous. It's the dumb shit that people say. It's why I really can't take most people seriously. I can't take people in the comments seriously. I can't take people on Twitter seriously because it's like, bruh, I don't need to take this shit. Like,
no, Smooth. I totally think that, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally, I have a respect for you because you do play what you want, and I respect that you want to play on Xbox. I have no problem with that. But what I'm saying is, and this is how I look at it, I'll give Forza props, I'll give Halo props, I'll give Gears props, I'll give any game that's props is good. The game, period. If Xbox does something well, I give it props. If Sony and Nintendo does something well, but if they do something trash and you speak on it, you can't be mad at the person that speaks on it. This generation, it just happens to be that Microsoft is not really doing good stuff with the Xbox because they put more Microsoft into Xbox than Xbox.
Let me get this straight. You said something clear because I realize because every time I speak on something that I think is trash, I'm in the wrong. I'm damage controlling. I'm a fanboy for it. If I point out anything that's trash, if it happens to not be Xbox, and I think something is trash, I'm getting criticized for it. But anybody who has something that says, "Oh, this about Xbox is trash," they're being honest. They're being real. You should be able to speak your heart. But let any of those people say something about PlayStation from the same perspective, or Nintendo in the same perspective, or PC in the same perspective, and now everybody want to be objective. Guys are fucking selective. What's the topic? I feel like I'm
it was keyboard and mouse support on Xbox.
I don't want to talk about that no more now because it's like it never got to the core of the point.
Well, the point was that they should have two playlists for the different types of controller input. They said they'll have that, they should do it, but they're leaving up to the devs. So you're okay with that. And Phil Spencer saying 2 years ago that he does not want them to be the same. They're two separate experiences, but we're doing that. So
here's the thing about
like we're okay with Phil Spencer just like contradicting the fuck out of himself.
Reason why you leave shit for certain things, because you know why they learned when they put mandates on stuff. When they have something and they put a mandate on it, you know what happened? It got no support. So they rather have the option there. And then if the devs find it cool to use, they trust the devs to use it in the best way possible. They don't want to force the dev to do this, that, and the third. Because every time Microsoft in the past had some type of mandate, it wasn't supported. And guess what? Years later, old developers come out and complain about Microsoft about, oh, they had a mandate on this, have mandate on that. Oh, bad Microsoft. This is why they don't get support. All this stuff because mandates. And everything, if you notice, for the past couple of years, every time they add an update or do something different, they tell you how flexible they are and how they're not putting mandates or they're not requiring anyone to do anything.
Okay, so the dev decides not to separate playlists. You're okay with keyboard and mouse and controls.
Decide not to use it at all. That's
it.
Why I'm not worried about it.
We're okay with that.
Who's to say every game's going to have keyboard and mouse support? I don't believe every game's going to have keyboard and mouse support. I don't.
No, I know certain games do it, and also they use it as a way to say that games from PC will come to an Xbox because of the keyboard and mouse support. But they did also say that with UWP, and games will be developed for PC, and then UWP will bring it over to Xbox. We haven't seen too much of that, that promise. But the thing is like, I think if Microsoft wants to have a responsibility of bringing this to console players, because the majority of the console players, if they say they're hearing us and they're saying that they're listening to the Xbox fan base, majority of console players chose the console, probably majority due to the input device. And the fact that they're introducing a new input device that makes it like PC, the thing is like you have to have a responsibility as the platform holder to make sure that is an even playing field. Not just put your hands up and go, oh, it's up to the devs. Because,
play on PC?
I don't use keyboard and mouse. I never use keyboard and mouse.
But you use controller. You're playing against people who probably...
I don't play first-person shooters on PC because of that. I don't play
multiplayer on PC?
No, I don't. I don't play any multiplayer on PC because I know that they're using... I'm not that good at with the keyboard and mouse. I can't play with that. So, like, I'm not playing Battlefield on PC. I'll try it out to see how my computer runs it, but I'm not going to be really playing that. I'll play that on the console because I've always used a controller. And I don't care about keyboard and mouse. It's different strokes for different folks. Everybody has the choice. And options are good.
I'm not mad at the option or the option.
No, I'm not mad at the option either.
I always thought I've always said this for years. Every time I see it, I feel like Xbox is the most flexible machine. This Xbox
they have been open door policy, man.
Machine I've ever seen or ever had experience with, and that's why I was like, I'm not mad. I'm happy I can use my Logitech Brio or my Xbox One X. I mean, it's like I don't mind if it works. It works. Like, but I mean, I probably won't use it.
I know, but something I'm just saying, like it really it add no, and I don't. The option just watching porn. No, Smooth says he's gonna watch porn with his keyboard and mouse with that set up. No, but the thing is like I don't care about the option, but I just feel like if Microsoft's making this initiative to bring it over, they should have some responsibility because you got people on there that. That are paying for online, that they should be sure that they have an even playing field and not this kind of like, whatever the dev wants. Because we've seen when Microsoft just leaves it up to the devs, how a lot of games are not being optimized for the X. There's just kind of brute forcing some resolution. They're not adding those extra shadows and stuff because I know they can't mandate it. But I'm just feel
like what happens when you play Black Ops 4 on your PS4 Pro and you got friends that you're playing with that are playing on a base PlayStation and they at a disadvantage because the Pro version is a better version.
I'm not talking about frames per second. I'm just talking about graphical stuff.
Saying anything you can almost calculate anything as an advantage or a disadvantage. So I mean, disadvantages exist in the console space. People have scuffed controllers and shit.
Yeah, but it's proven that keyboard and mouse is better than controller.
But the thing is, how do you know it's going to operate as precise as it does on PC?
Well, are they going to put lag, like induce lag in the mouse, like so it doesn't like move as quickly? I know they had some issues with what was it? With Sea of Thieves with the sniper rifles and having people utilize that in the on the PC, having pinpoint accuracy they could shoot from their ships that the console players didn't have. So I'm just saying, like, this is something new. Like, this is something that Microsoft is doing. Nobody else is doing it. PlayStation, Nintendo, Microsoft is leading the way with this whole PC and console people are the same people, and trying to force them to play together.
I'm not thinking they're trying to put everything. I think they're just making their console just more flexible, just like another, like, this is what your Xbox can do. It's another checklist item.
Well, it's not a checklist when it's not your choice.
You mean it's not your choice? You don't have to. You don't have to.
Well, you are choosing the Gears of War PC players just show up in your list. There's no option out of it. Like, Microsoft should have responsibilities to say the people bought this console with a certain expectation. They should be able to opt out of this. They shouldn't be forced to play with PC players or keyboard and mouse. And that's all I'm saying is if they want choice, give the game a choice. You don't make the choice for me. I will make the choice as the gamer because I invested in this product and this is my expectation. So what I'm saying is that they should at least give the gamer the choice to opt out of it. And there's some games, first-party games from Microsoft, where they do not allow you to opt out of playing with the PC people. And now the same with the controller is going to be likewise.
Well, maybe they should just shut
this is their fuck shit, as Addict would say.
They maybe
Microsoft made this rule.
Do away with the cross-play, cross-progression.
They should. I wish that was an XO announcement.
Every PC game that works on Xbox, that they should just stop and just drop off.
They should, because they added a whole bunch of fucking bullshit to their console by doing this stuff. Like, by a console, like keyboard and mouse support, cross-play, and all that, like with the keyboard, like. Just make fucking great games for the specific hardware. The reason why the Xbox was developed, the reason why you broke away from PC to develop an Xbox, like Seamus said, just do that and then expand. Stop this whole fucking forcing people to play like with other people and then doing that, but not giving the option to opt out of it and just saying it's up to devs. Like, the dev will decide.
Okay.
I just think that they should at least give the option to the end user. Okay. Just like they give you the performance mode and graphics mode, I think at least the end user could choose it.
All right. Other thing we can talk about is that Sony finally agrees to do crossplay with Xbox and Nintendo platform holders. How big is this, and what are your thoughts on this? I know some of you in here said, they don't want to play with anybody on any other platform when they're playing on PlayStation. So,
I mean, man,
who said that?
Gamers win.
Gamers win, man.
No, I've never said that.
Yeah, you did.
Bullshit. I've never said that. I said no. My exact words were, I don't care about crossplay. If it happens, it happens. It doesn't matter to me. But it's not like I went out to buy a PS4.
I didn't buy the PS4 to play with Xbox games.
So that's not the same thing as me not wanting to play. Where the hell?
It was the narrative you were pushing.
No, that is not even the same thing.
It was the excuse. It was the excuse.
How's in this? When I bought
it was the excuse against crossplay.
So you're telling. No, I didn't have any excuse. I've never been against crossplay. All I said, if it happens, it happens. I don't care. I did not buy a PlayStation to play with Wii, Switch, freaking PS, whatever, Xbox got. I bought a PlayStation to be in that ecosystem, just like I bought an Xbox to be in that ecosystem. I never imagined that this would happen. If it happens, it happens. That's my whole standpoint. I've never said, ooh, I don't like it. It's bullshit. I've never said that.
Okay. But anyway,
pull receipts and see if I've ever said that. I guarantee you never find them.
He said the expectation was not doing.
Yeah, I don't care.
It is like, it wasn't the. I think the thing was that this crossplay was really being made like this is the be all end all. This is the future, and Sony's not seeing the future, and all this other shit. And I think it was sort of like it's a neat thing. It's convenient. It's cool. I can't believe that Sony did it. I never thought that they would do it. I thought, they didn't need to do it. They said, I can't believe 2 weeks ago, they're like, yo, we're the best place to play. We don't need, and it's like, shit, man. That was like, and Yabar even commented, like, that's anti-consumer. Like, that's not listening to gamers. And I can't believe that they would let that guy say that shit. And then 2 weeks later go like, yo, we're doing it. Like, it just, I can't believe that they did it. I think, it just shows what competition does. And the fact that Sony did it, I think is, they played it up as a PR move, and they played the bad cop, good cop, and now they look like, they opened up the doors for this. That could be for other games too. So, like, the thing is that Sony is just not letting up. And I think maybe because how I ended with the 360 and how like we saw how Microsoft, we were thinking that Sony's just going to get complacent. Like they're not. I just don't understand how they just keep every little thing that's against them. They just keep coming back. Like, and it's just like whatever like Microsoft got like momentum out of this thing coming out there, because right after E3 was a big thing. Like, you know, it was coming at them. And, you know, Sony, what they're doing is they're focusing. They're just like, you know, the PlayStation Now thing, downloads and shit. You know, it's just like, it's just, I can't believe how competitive Sony still is. And it's like, you know, it's just good. Competition's good. And now Microsoft needs to slap back, and, you know, they need to come back with something else, like with just, I don't know. But I just think that, you know, it's just impressive that Sony is still gunning for everybody, like doing the PlayStation Classic, doing the downloads, and it's just like, you know, just tweets. And that's where I kind of see that dichotomy. And I just see like Microsoft with all this kind of like, you know, let's get all these shows and get all stuff news together. And when we talk about it, it's like, yeah, it's not all that it is. And they're just dropping out tweets like, here's some great news. And it's just, you know, Microsoft just come on a whim. Stop with the whole like presentation shit. Just
stay on,
get out there, man.
Stay on the crossplay, man. Stay on the crossplay. Stay.
Yeah, and yeah, I think the next thing is like what Merck said. Like, I think the free to play thing with Xbox Live, that they're the only one in town that's doing it, and that was a big thing. I remember when the Xbox One launched, and the PlayStation 4, everybody was making a big deal about how Warframe was free on PlayStation. I think there was like a whole bunch of free to play games, because remember, we didn't have big libraries at the launch. PlayStation had fucking nothing. Like, they didn't have a lot at all, and everybody was talking about their friggin' like, oh, I could play this without PSN. And remember, a lot of people were not used to playing for PSN because the PlayStation 3 was free. So a lot of people didn't just buy PSN automatically, where a lot of the Xbox 360 owners had their shit carry over because your live carried over. So it was from back then people were talking about it. And now, you know, with these free-to-play games, you know, I just think Microsoft just needs to just do it back to them. And I hope they do, because then they'll just even the playing field, then we'll fight about something else. So don't get rid of all this other shit.
Crossplay is great, man.
Yo, Merc, man. Merc. As soon as I saw that, I was like, Merc.
Yeah, man.
Merc, I'm going to say something. And I forgot to say it while I was off the thing on the beginning. But Merc, man, he did his video. Go check out his video about the crossplay.
I did.
Yo, you out there, you like, this is the future. This is the way it is. And you know what? For some games, it works. And I'm not saying it for every game. It will be wonderful. But, you know, we're going to get to Activision and those guys. They might want you to do triple and double dips. But these other games like Rocket League, Fortnite, and stuff like that, the fact that this is now a thing.
What do you think is going to be the next game
I think Rocket. I think Rocket League will probably be the next one, because they're going to be doing their service or something like that. They're going to be rolling out something, their cross-play lobbies or something like that. And I think Rocket League will be the next one.
You know what though? I could see publishers like, let's say, Activision with the Call of Duties, maybe not doing it right now this second, but maybe to keep like player bases alive, like for certain games or something like that. You may see some publishers enable crossplay at that point.
That's funny.
Especially if they make less games, you know, especially if they like spread their games out more and they keep them as more of like this, get these season passes and these seasons and shit.
Like a Rainbow Six Siege.
Like, yeah, exactly, like a Rainbow Six Siege. And you could get people just kind of, because people won't double dip as you know, they're like, I'm not paying for this twice. They'll just
double dip once cross progression becomes a thing.
Yeah. But the thing about it, like if they just kind of come out with these seasons and then people will be more likely to spend money on those passes when they know they could play the game across platforms or on their phone and on their stuff. More people you would invest, because that one pass that you buy will go with you. And I think that's, you know, Phil Spencer's vision. That's the vision of like what Phil's saying. Like, you know, we don't care where you pay. If you play, I mean, you know, if you're on different devices, you'll pay for the services, because those games will be available.
You got to think about it. If you're willing to play it on any device, that should enable your ability to make more money, more chances to make money.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly. And people will be more likely to spend it.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something that's funny. As much as I don't want to say it, I gotta say it. I think the next big time we hear about this crossplay feature, then people will be talking about, and this is gonna it's disturbing to say it, is when PubG comes to PS4. That's gonna be a crossplay game.
Oh, I could see that. I could definitely.
That's
see
going to
that.
be a crossplay game.
With consoles or with the PC?
With consoles.
With console,
with consoles.
Yeah,
I think
I
with
don't think
consoles.
with the PC.
No, not with PC. It's going to be a crossplay game. That's going to be a crossplay game. I could see that happening right from the rip. They're going to say, "Oh, you can play with these guys on the other consoles that have it." Maybe even the phones, but I think maybe consoles to start with.
Yeah, the phones develop. Yeah, but
the fact that they did it's like I know developers want it. Like for sure. Like what developer wants their what if it's a multiplayer focused game? Like why wouldn't they want their game to be played by as many people together? That game's gonna have more longevity.
Well, what about Fallout 76?
Well, yeah,
supposedly that game is not right.
Meme said
it's not.
Bethesda backed out of no crossplay for 76.
Huh.
But their threat came from a card game. It wasn't Fallout 76. I don't think.
Yeah, it was a free to play card game.
Yeah, no, their threat wasn't from Fallout, but they said they would have done it with Fallout.
Yes, Todd Howard
allowed it. So they're bullshit all around. I mean, they talk that talk and it's whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I won't play the game. It's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Honest,
man. I mean, I would love for like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield to do that.
Destiny. I would like Destiny. I wouldn't mind Destiny. I mean, there's like none of you guys in here except for me and Addict play. Well, maybe a little bit Jazz, but I play Destiny. I play Destiny hard, and I know Addict plays Destiny hard, and I really would. I don't have the friends like I used to have on Destiny, because they kind of just went to other games. But I play a lot of Destiny. I invested a lot of time in Destiny, a lot of money. So I would like that game to be cross play. It would be cool to play with Addict, whether he's playing on PC or console. It wouldn't matter to me if I can just play with him. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, I know.
Like I said, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it is what it is.
Todd Howard lied his ass off again, just like you were talking about lying about the VR bullshit. But that was more Microsoft stuff.
Now that crossplay here, at least on a Fortnite, I mean, Planet Xbox can actually finally do a Fortnite stream like legit.
That's
going to be interesting.
That's right.
Why? Why would you do that?
No, I just to mess around. Like if you want to play on I'll just so we have every
you really want to get hurt?
I'll just build. I'll build at 30 frames.
There you go.
I won't shoot anybody. I'll just be the builder guy. No, but like we should have like all the platforms represented. Like I think it would be interesting. And the fact that they got cross progression, because I think crossplay is a cool thing. But the fact that they got they unlocked those accounts, because I thought at least they were going to do that, unlock the Epic accounts. They were fucking Epic accounts. Like I couldn't believe that Epic was like, oh shit, they got all the accounts.
Yeah, Epic was the one who had to unlock it, right?
So Epic also said that by November they're gonna have the feature where you can unlink your console.
Yes,
and add it to a different Epic account, and they're gonna also before the end of the year have the ability where you can merge Epic accounts, because they know people have created more than one Epic account. Because like you linked your console at one. I don't know if people know this. Once you link your console to an Epic account,
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
you can't unlink it.
Yeah, like
you can't unlink it. Yeah, you can't unlink it. Like you would have to like create a new Epic email address. You know what I mean? Like have a new email address and a new Epic account. And they're gonna have that fixed by the end of the year.
That's where a lot of the rage came from. Like PlayStation gamers were the ones not being able to play on the Switch. I think
I was about to say Ravenflow said that right. Yeah,
because I think a lot of people wanted to, and let's be honest. Like I said a year ago, a lot of the Fortnite players kind of went to the PlayStation one because that was the only show in town where PubG was being pushed, and the hype of PubG last year being nominated Game of the Year, and people were gravitating towards Microsoft as that was their exclusive type thing. So a lot of the PlayStation gamers did go kind of migrate to Fortnite on PlayStation, which when the Switch came out and it was on the Switch, everybody's like, oh, I can take my shit on the go now. And when they went to do that, they're like, and they had their account locked. And Epic's like,
now you will.
Oh, Epic's like, no, I don't know. Like they put some bullshit in there.
I think it's awesome, man. I mean, I know, Jez, I know you do a bit of traveling for work. Just
it's cool that they have it.
It's pretty cool, man. Like you whip out your Switch, and now I can carry my Fortnite account that I've had on my PC, Xbox, now
Switch
PlayStation.
Is almost like what a Vita is. Like it's just basically like a portable, on the go. Like it could be that portable console. In a bind. You don't play Fortnite. On the go and stuff. But it is. I tell you, like it's. I can't believe that they did it, and the fact that they should have done it, but I'm amazed that they didn't. They went all the way instead of halfway. I thought they were just going to do the accounts and not
That just goes to show you, man. We're the minority. Like they obviously must have been getting hit by like the casuals, man, like complaining about it, plus the media. You know what I mean?
But do you really think this? But I always look at it and I say, do you really think they were backed into a corner, or do you think this is something that was going to happen regardless?
It was bad publicity for them, and Sony just didn't want to deal with it, and they basically
if they were always going to do it. They would have done it a long time ago.
And they would have said,
hold on,
but they wouldn't say the stuff that they said.
And because I always think back to when Fortnite was, really first out. Fortnite was crossplay. It was crossplay by accident. It wasn't. Hold on. So it wasn't something that couldn't be done.
No, it couldn't be done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think it was a whole back in the corner thing. I honestly think, and I said this before to you guys on Twitter, I think Sony is calculated. Microsoft, Nintendo, they're calculated. It's just like the E3 presentations. Like Microsoft goes first. Then Sony goes, basically almost last, and Nintendo truly last, but whatever Microsoft shows, Sony gets to react to it. And I think it's sometimes unfair because if you got a company that's doing so well, it would kind of benefit Microsoft to say, look, Sony, you go first and have your show and let us go ahead so they can react. Because I think that whenever Microsoft puts out good news, like Forza's doing all this great, then this crossplay comes out. Like everybody's talking about the crossplay thing and Forza's like, whatever now. I think so. And I think it's calculated.
I don't think it's calculated only because at the end of the day, it's not up. It's all developers when they're making multiplayer games have access. If they wanted to, can make the game crossplay. However, they'll be open for like lawsuit from Sony. That was the thing. It's like Rocket League could have done it, but the thing is, they have a mandate to not do it. So they could have all easily done it. Fortnite, it was just an oversight. They weren't supposed to, but it was an oversight, and they found it out, so that's why they stopped it.
I'm talking about the announcement. I think is just calculated. That's what I'm saying. Like Sony didn't have to announce this right now.
No. Oh, the announcement as far, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the announcement.
There's people in the chat saying, "Bad PR." They know COD blackout about to cut into Fortnite. It's going to happen temporarily until Fortnite drops season 7.
Exactly.
And then blackout's going to be
blackout needs to evolve quick. It needs to evolve quick.
Yes, exactly. I totally agree with you. It needs to evolve quick.
A lot of people don't know Fortnite season 6 drops tomorrow, right? Or tonight at midnight.
Yes.
All you're going to see tomorrow on social media and on YouTube is going to be Fortnite.
Yep.
So Blackout's going to have its time,
the new shit,
and I think Blackout's going to do well. I'm obviously buying that day one, right? But make no mistake, Fortnite ain't going nowhere.
To get that game,
Blackout,
Fortnite has some legs.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to keep up with the content because Epic, the way what they've done with Fortnite, and the crossovers they had, the Thanos thing was friggin' awesome. I wish they had that in there still. That was so cool. But the Black Ops, Call of Duty, man, they got to keep it. They're going to be trying to maintain zombies and online maps and stuff like that. They're going to have to really keep updating and keep that thing fresh, with that blackout mode because,
Epic is coming. They ain't going to let
they're coming. They're not stopping. Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I noticed there's been 150, 160 people watching.
Yes.
And we only got 48 likes and only 5 dislikes. That makes no sense.
For that fucking yelling we're doing? Get the hell out of here. Put that like button, man.
Like that, the like ratio needs to kind of double, kind of immediately. You know what I mean?
it freaking went through the roof. It was at 160 something at one point. It was high.
Yeah, I saw
that. What else happened? I know. So Sony crossplay. I mean, do you think this changes the landscape? Do you think Call of Duties, your Battlefields, does this open the door? Now, there's this one game that I think is going to be coming. You guys, I probably heard me talk about it sometime last year. I think Guns of Icarus is probably going to be the next game to now come to Xbox. Now that crossplay. In fact, because
I play that.
We did a let's play with the developers, and it was like, oh, it's going to be crossplay between Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and I LOL'd. I laughed. I'm like, PlayStation's gonna let you do that? That's exactly what I said to her in the stream. But the Guns of Icarus have that game on the PlayStation. It's like
happy as shit now.
In the sky.
He's happy as shit.
Yeah, pretty cool. But and that I think they said it on when you were streaming with them. They were one of the first games that did the cross chat. The voice chat with on the Xbox, they were doing cross chat across everything. I think Fortnite does it really well. I do like how the only thing is that with these cross plays and cross shit, the problem is that you got to use another service. Like you got to use Epic's like friends list, and you can import your friends list, but you got to use Epic's friends list. And now if everybody starts doing it, it's going to be like you're going to be logging into all these different accounts because the systems don't talk to each other. It's through the servers of the host.
Yeah, and Epic is managing like everything between Xbox and PlayStation, including the voice chat.
Exactly, because there's only and I think the next thing's coming is chat lobbies. That's what Rocket League's coming out with, where they're going to have their cross chat lobbies with all players and stuff like that.
That's where Microsoft buying Discord comes in.
Yes,
I really could see sports games really take advantage of crossplay really quick. Really quick. And because I just look at EA as a company and what they're wanting to do and their origin, and you have Ubisoft with their service. These companies will do it. I think sports games, we're going to get crossplay really quick. I do think that's coming.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more with the Fortnites and maybe free-to-plays. I think a lot of them to build those things. I do think that a lot of indies might explore this, like any kind of that. I think before it hits the big guys like Call of Duty and Battlefield, those guys, they're going to be the last to budge. And I think they're not going to do it until they're basically running the show. Their marketplaces on PC are flourishing. Like I do see Activision go into their own servers and shit like that, on PC. So like that's a move that they could probably start integrating that if they decide to do it. Because you got to remember though, EA likes their PC stuff separate from like you can have the same profile, but they like their EA play shit. Their Origin never made it to console. Like they like their world over there, so they're gonna have to bind all that together. You don't
even crossplay with PC.
Yeah, you don't. And it's like, that's what EA kind of keeps their shit over there. And I think I do remember Battle.net, or like EA used Battle.net once. What they using? That shit was horrible for Battlefield 4 or 3. Which one was it that had the Battle.net login?
I remember that.
Battlefield 3, I think it was.
Yeah,
I want to say it was 3.
Battle.net right now is good though, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, now it's good, but when because it started out,
yeah, you had to log in. They were requiring PC players to use Battle.net, and I think the console players had to sign into it too. Like it was. So rough. Like those guys, I think that those guys, it's gonna take a time, and they love because I'm gonna tell you, like the ultimate thing for the devs is probably to have one platform too. You think they want to make a Switch, an Xbox version, a PlayStation version, a PC version? They probably want to have all their resourcing into one version and let it run. Like they probably would love just one console, just one platform. But they're not going to be able to do that. Competition, man. So like devs are not going to get everything that they want. So. This is good, but
the two games that have like that kind of setup, just obviously, I guess, it is over several platforms, but they're just supporting this one game long term is like Siege and Overwatch, man. Like they're living a dream with that.
Yeah, what? I can't believe how Rainbow Six has been so successful and has been the least talked about game.
It charted again, by the way.
Yeah, it did. I know. And it's amazing how nobody is really acknowledging
it's so good.
Has been successful with the model before Fortnite even had these models. Like this shit worked. Like and they did, and I think they even did the character shooter better than how Overwatch is doing it. Like I think I think that they did this character shooter in a realistic game, and they actually took that model that Overwatch had and actually made it successful. Only the rarest of them, like between them and Overwatch, the hero shooter was another thing that kind of came and went.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing it, and Call of Duty's trying to do it.
And Overwatch, I'm convinced, not that it's not a good game. I think Overwatch is a good game, but the fact that it was made by Blizzard had a lot to do with it.
Oh shit! I agree. That thing flew off shelves just because Blizzard was making a game. I remember the hype behind that thing. I'm still amazed that Blizzard actually made the console. Like
it had good production value though.
It's a fun game, and they added a lot of shit to it. They added their own servers, like you could create your own games and the season stuff. Like there's been a couple of games this gen that actually made that service model work. And
I mean, Siege is the one that really just continues to impress me.
I can't believe it charted. Like I'm like, wow.
You play it on PC mostly, right, Mark?
I'll be honest with you. I own it. I triple dipped.
I got it on PC with my head.
I got it on PS4 day one, and I hated it.
It was garbage. It was garbage at the beginning.
It took me a year for that game to really get into that game. A year because I hated it day one.
I own it on all platforms, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. When I really want to go try hard and play with all the try hard PC gamers, then I'll play it with keyboard and mouse. And when I want to like kind of lounge back, man, I ain't with all that, like playing try hard as I call it. Man, I'll just grab it and pick it up on Xbox. So you
play real well with keyboard and mouse? Like you could go back and forth?
Yeah, I could go back and forth. I'll be honest with you, I think I play well with keyboard and mouse. The only problem is that I still, even till today, I still feel more comfortable at home with a controller in my hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
The problem I have with keyboard and mouse is like I could walk and aim and stuff, but when it comes to like hit the F button to open and shit, it throws. I'm like, whoa, F, whoa. Like I could do the WAD, I could do the WAS, like the WADS, like I could do that shit.
You get used to it.
But man, when it starts like saying use E to equip and switch weapons of 1, 2, then I'm like, yo,
or G for grenade, like use a grenade.
I can play anything with mouse and keyboard. This shit is just. I think the idea of playing games with mouse and keyboard is kind of stupid. Who wants to move with like S and D and fucking W? Some shit. Like
I see as he's smooth looking down at the keyboard.
Yeah, like I'm like pecking at it, like walk W, tapping it.
It becomes kind of like, I don't know, man. It becomes kind of second nature. It just feels
I could walk
normal,
and move
man.
with the control. But I just can't do the other functions. Mess me up. Like that's.
I can type my ass off, but I don't like playing with mouse and keyboard.
No,
I do not like it.
But I'll tell you the truth though, man. Like it's something I've got to be like, all right. If I'm tired tonight, tired from work, I don't know about doing the whole mouse and keyboard thing, getting on and playing a game like Rainbow Six Siege though.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
you got to go full try hard mode. You got to go full try hard mode.
If you don't communicate, don't talk, people don't talk to you. Like it got hardcore. I remember even after like now, if you jump into it, people like breach, like they're moving, and you're like, if you're just like, fuck, I just want to shoot and break the wall, see what I can shoot down.
I see they're talking about Quake in the chat. I see,
man. I want that game so bad.
Quake, yeah, I can't believe it, man. That just lives on PC.
I have it.
And it's on PC only, and I'm like, shit, I want to play that game so bad, man.
Now, see that game, keyboard and mouse will just kill you if you use a controller.
And it's funny when my kids, I've got a situation where my son is full-on console gamer, right? Mm-hmm. In fact, like right now, he's been bouncing back and forth between the Xbox and PlayStation. So I've been able to be on Xbox a little bit more lately. But my daughter, my daughter she's not about that console at all. Like she's full-on PC gamer. She doesn't care about a controller. She doesn't care about none of that.
Give her a mouse and a keyboard, and she's good.
Yeah, man.
And you know what? Majority of the streaming community is mouse and keyboard. Like, my son watches this kids and stuff like that. All of them on mouse and keyboards playing like Roblox and all these games, like, and all mouse and keyboards. Nobody's sitting back with controllers really. So it is it is something that I think not really growing up with gaming PCs, like it's hard for us when we see younger kids like just like owning with a PC mouse and keyboard. You're like, shit, like we would using friggin' like Lotus and shit like that. Like Lotus.
My daughter's about to be 10. Like she's about to be 10, and like don't talk to her about Xbox or PlayStation. She doesn't care about none of that
shit.
She just wants to play a game where she's comfortable.
I wonder if that thing is gonna work. You know that little like keyboard in your hand, like it's like the gaming keyboard that just has the buttons that you need. I wonder if that will work on the Xbox like that. I forgot what it's called. It's basically like you just use your hand, and it just has basically a cutout of a keyboard, and it just has like 7 to 8 buttons. Like
I've seen it. Logitech makes one like that.
Logitech. It's just like a gaming.
Where you only have the dedicated buttons. That's why.
It's not a full keyboard.
Yeah. You know what though? I've thought about it, but once you get used to like the keyboard and like it's just muscle memory.
It's the mouse, man. That's the thing that kills you. Like the accuracy. Like I got one of these the Corsair mice that has all the different sensitivities. You just tap a button and it's different sensitivity profiles, and it's like, you could customize that thing to just give you so many advantages. It's worse than a turbo button on a controller. It is crazy. Like you could adjust that sensitivity like to the T, but that's the pinpoint accuracy of that to aim with a mouse. It's insane. And no one's the messed up thing, because I'm one of the freaks that plays with inverted on a
I play.
controller.
I play inverted too.
So playing with a mouse, like I'm not gonna pull down to move up. So
you could invert it. You could invert it.
I know, but I would never do that.
I play. Not only do I play inverted on consoles, I use my mouse left-handed. I don't use my mouse right-handed. So that's the other problem for me. Like, it's awkward.
Look at all the people in chat. Inverted.
Hey,
you know what? Guys, tell the chat something. Ready? I mess up every single PAX East that I go to. Like PAX, yo. When I go, I'm about to play, and I know what
you gotta change the controller.
Yo, I gotta change the controller. Half the devs over there, they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't program." Like one game, I crashed. Like I crashed that game. I'm like, I gotta play inverted. They're like, yo, we didn't put that in this demo right now. Sorry, you're going to play that way. And then I usually just bite the bullet a lot of times at those stations.
I
like,
can't do it.
State of Decay, and I'm like, you know what, man? Don't worry about it. I'll just play it this way.
They see Jez pulling up to the station, and they're like, we got one.
I think I was going to make a shirt next time going, I play inverted. So, like, they just know when I line up to set it up that way, because every demo station at those things always don't not have it inverted. And it's like a fucking ordeal. They got to call the guy over. They're like, yo,
somebody else that plays inverted.
Fred, get over here.
Is it Kofi? I want to say it's Kofi, right?
Is it? No, it's not. It's either Kofi or BG.
Get into the debug menu. They're like, get into the fucking debug menu over here. This guy is to play inverted. They get like Fred and Arnold come over and help me out.
My favorite friend in the world, Colin Moriarty, plays inverted. He plays inverted too. I cannot.
I don't know how I got it. It's just one of those things. Like you just think the stick is in the back of the guy's head, and I just play. That's the way I play with it.
It's ever since, I was going for my pilot license in the military, and I've always played inverted, so it just made sense. It just made sense to me. Like
it makes sense.
Inverted.
I know.
Yeah.
There you go. It's Kofi. It's Kofi and Bomb play inverted.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I cannot play non-inverted, and people are like, man, this is weird.
Yeah,
I'm like, I can't do it. That's like Southpaw. I don't. People who play Southpaw think it's weird.
Well, they move with the right control, the right stick, and they aim with the left stick.
Do that?
Yo, I remember when Halo had like Halo's controls with that shit. I was like, no, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I remember from the 360, the best thing that they had was the settings that you could preset, where you could say, I always wanted inverted. So whenever
I love that
booted up, it always automatically went to the settings and put it in inverted. That was that one, and there was always like, if you did a car game, it was always like, do you want it in cockpit view,
or you want to play with, you want to drive
third
with
person?
The gas with the,
so you would set up your
profile.
You'll set up your profile on your Xbox gamer tag, and whenever a game booted up, when it saw those set, it automatically will have those settings set for you when you played it. It didn't have to be an Xbox game, like a Microsoft game. It was like anything, pretty much worked. And it automatically made inverted. That's why I was so messed up when I got the Xbox. I was like, oh shit, I got to change every single time. And then PlayStation too. Like, you got to keep changing the inverted every single game. I'm like, yeah, I liked when it just set it to my profile. But yeah, it's
that feels so weird to me, man. Inverted.
somebody said in the chat, BG plays with the claws with those ET fingers.
I've seen BG's grip on that thing. I like that. That
claw grip. That's different.
Man.
That's different.
That makes even less sense to me than inverted.
Wow.
Oh my God, the claw grip.
I never thought of it as being like something different until I started going to those expos and stuff like that, and realized like you just throw the devs for a loop, like when you ask them to do inverted.
You know what though, on the PC side, like some people like it, like for example, I have a Razer Death Adder mouse, right? So my grip is like the palm grip, where I lay my hand flat on the mouse, right? But there's some guys that have like that spider grip, bro, which is like the claw grip on top of it. And I'm like, yo, how do you play like that?
It's wild, man. You can't do that.
Oh yeah, that's how I sit my hand on the mouse. I don't sit my hand like completely over the mouse. It's like up like a claw.
Oh, all right. Yeah, there's people play like that. I can't play like that.
Yeah, no, I put my thumb on the thing and then cup the mouse.
Oh no.
That's how I played it.
Oh, this is funny. BG's Broken Grips HD. Oh, look, that's a good one.
Somebody said BG is a good one.
So how much, let's come back to the keyboard and mouse. How much, first off, it's probably going to be connected, right? You think it's going to be a keyboard and mouse like as it sits on your lap? Like a table thing, because I think
I gotta imagine it's gonna be USB, right?
It's gonna be USB. I would think
be wireless. You don't think
it wouldn't be wireless? No.
I mean, Logitech sells a wireless keyboard and mouse that's gaming rated. Like it's really got like a really good response time on it.
Might be USB.
Who's making it? The one for
Razer.
Razer?
Oh, you just get fucking over $150.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
that's just expensive.
Regular third-party keyboards will work though.
Yeah, you can use a third-party keyboard.
I'll give you an example. I have my keyboard is a Razer Black Widow Chroma. Shit, that was like $180 keyboard.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, when I saw how much those gaming keyboards were, what the hell did I get? I got who did I get?
And you want me to tell you the honest to God truth? I spent almost $180 on the keyboard. It's like 170 something, and I hate the keyboard.
Really?
And I hate the keyboard.
Yeah, I think I got like
That's hilarious.
Which one did they click? I got a Poseidon Z, an RGB one. Like, yeah.
All right, I know exactly the one you got. The one I like, I mean, I'm not gonna get rid of my keyboard now, right? I mean, I've gotten used to it, but the one I really like is the Corsair K70. I like that.
Yeah,
so somebody just wrote it in the chat. There you go. I'm using a Corsair K70 RGB.
Good. I like the
bro. The K70 is a good keyboard, man. It's funny. Right when I said it, it popped up in the chat.
Yeah, I got the Corsair, their mouse. I got all into the RGB lights. Like, I like all that stuff and coordinating it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Razer one where you could click on it and like each key has its own light and you can have like a radiant and all that other stuff.
Now the mouse I do like is that Death Hat, the Razer Death Hatter mouse. That definitely is a mouse I do like though. I love that.
Yeah,
got a good feel to it. That's a classic. That's considered like a staple in PC.
It was like $100.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was like 70.
Yeah, Razer got something. So them partnering Razer is good. You know, I think that's the one. It would have been nice if they did. You just know it's gonna be expensive. You know, going with Razer, that they always have. Their accessories are expensive, but
K95. I like that one.
Waterproof one. That'd be pretty cool.
Smooth. Can we? Because I know you want to get out of here, but can we have a conversation about your whole Fable conversation and Playground? No, because I agree with Smooth. I totally agree with Smooth.
You don't think they're making it? You don't think Playground making it?
Nope. I think Compulsion is going to make it. I think that fits their game.
Yes, we're talking about this rumor.
I want to hear this rumor that you got.
No, I do.
Where'd it go?
There's a couple of rumors that I have. But
I think Compulsion is making it.
No,
I do. I never thought Playground was going to.
All right, so the thing is, and I talked to Rand about this. Rand is still on that Playground is making it, and I could be wrong, but it just makes sense to me.
I agree. Yes, I agree with Smooth. I do agree with Smooth.
The fact that so pretty much rumor has it. If you guys didn't, I put out a video today about why Playground Games is not making the next Fable game. Rumor has it that Microsoft did approach Playground Games for Fable, the Fable IP, and that Playground turned it down, and because they wanted to focus on their own open world IP. They were juggling with the ideas of either doing an RPG or Grand Theft Auto inspired game. Microsoft does want a Fable game to be made. From what I heard, they're shopping around the IP and looking for a studio to make the game. I'm not sure at this moment that if they've already found someone or if it's under development or if Playground went ahead and did it. But from what I hear, they're looking for a studio to do it. They've been looking internally, but I don't have any information on who they chose, if they gave it to somebody or if Playground decided to go and do it. But last I heard, Playground had a concept for what they wanted to do, and it did not include Fable. So, but I could be wrong. But I'm looking forward to see.
I totally agree with you, Smooth. This is a couple of podcasts ago, many podcasts ago, I said I think Playground is making an original IP. I think that all the studios, we were talking about the studios they hired, and I said I think most of them are making original IPs with the exception of 2. And I said I thought Compulsion, when they announced it, would make a good fit for Fable, even though a lot of people may think not because we Happy Few. But I think that Playground is making an original IP. I think whatever they're creating is an original. I think we're going to get original IPs for most of their studios, with the exception of maybe 2 studios. And I think that's going to be Undead Labs and Compulsion. I think they're going to do existing IPs that we already know. I think the rest of them are going to be brand new IPs, which I said was a good thing. I totally agree with you. I totally agree. I don't think Playground's making a Fable game. I think that it may be somebody else. I think Compulsion would be a really good fit, even though people may disagree with me. I just look at the game they made.
Nah, dog. Nah.
You don't think so?
Compulsion, nah, dude. If I'm Microsoft, I'm not giving Fable.
You think that Playground's making a brand new open world, like a different?
Yeah, I think they're making a totally new game.
Not Fable.
A totally new game. Not Fable.
Not
Fable.
I feel like what they would have to do is like I don't think the thing is here's about Fable. You either have to make the best Fable or you have to completely change Fable.
I agree. I
don't think it's in their benefit to do that. Like it's for example, like what was the biggest thing about Guerrilla Games, right? Nobody gave a shit
graphics.
About like
they make
the graphics, but their
games
were
right.
The game were average at best, right? They were like, so. None of them are memorable, right?
Yeah, there were 7-8 games. Yeah, I agree.
Step out of their damn box and they make Horizon Zero Dawn. You're like, holy shit! Like Playground, they're only known for Forza, a racing game.
Right.
Don't you think they want to show something like, yo, this is what we can do? I don't think they can do that with Fable 4. You know,
I agree.
And I know they're the obvious favorites to do Fable, but I think they're working on. I believe they're working on an original IP, original open world. Still, it may still end up being an RPG, but I don't think it's Fable because I feel like a Fable, Fable, and the type of game Fable is. I mean, what can they really do? I think what people want is a mature game, and Fable's always been this goofy thing. That's a lot. Fable's a rare type.
You know what's Smooth?
Like
I really hope you're right, man. Because contrary to maybe you guys like Fable, I've never been a big Fable guy. Mm-hmm. In fact, I know Fable carries weight, and that's like a big IP in the past that Microsoft has had. Mm-hmm. But honestly, after hearing you say what you're saying, I'm like, man, you know what? I don't really care about Fable like that. I would love for that to be the case that Playground's working on an open world like new IP.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I would love for that to be the case. I hope you're right.
But the thing is that it did have that British type humor. And if you have like one of the the U.S. studios making Fable, like are they just not going to get rid of that? Like I don't know. Like I agree with Smooth. When I was listening to this video, I was like, I wouldn't want to take Fable from anybody because it is the hardest thing to do. Do you actually make it your own? Like, do you make Fable just kind of like, this is my Fable, or do you actually have ties in the lore and in the characters and the British humor, and like, do you try to make it like it's gonna be really hard to kind of do that, especially with the people really like, Peter Molyneux, that was his thing. And he was a wacko, but he was a visionary though. And he was, and he tried to throw as much crap as he could into these games. And I think, if they take the name Fable and they just say, do they set it in Albion, or do they just make their own, like, here's Fable, but, almost like how they have like American Horror Story, where it's just not the same thing. It's just like its own thing every season. Maybe they just say Fable, and this is a modern Fable.
But the thing is, I feel like if they do that, it's going to suffer.
People gonna say it's not Fable.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fable Legends that happened with the Fable Connect game is like they put the name in front of it, and you get something completely different from what you remember of the original series, and it may backfire.
Yes,
and I just don't think the thing is the game they could be working on could be like some legit like hot shit, but just by putting the name Fable on it could change it.
Yes,
like
totally.
It can now change it. It could be literally the best game you played, but because it's supposed to be a Fable game, it may not be received well. The notion and the reaction to
people feel pissed.
Let me play devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate.
Okay, go ahead. This is exactly why I think Compulsion Game would be a good fit, because where they're based at, the last game, We Happy Few, the whole design elements was 1960s British culture. I think Compulsion Game is going to be the studio that make this, because they're French, mostly French developer. They're in Quebec, Canada, but their We Happy Few was based around British humor and British things. I think that they're a good fit for this game. I really do. This is
why I think the Obsidian purchase is in the works. Is because you got Obsidian who are good at RPGs, who are a quality studio that can probably wouldn't mind taking the role. They do a lot of work on contract. Remember, they don't own. Do they have an IP that they own? Like,
no, was it Alpha Protocol? Alpha Protocol, was that the one?
They did the
that was a big one.
South Park games. They did the New Vegas games and stuff like that. I think they're the studio that can actually freely take on a role, because I don't think they're working right now. I think Obsidian right now, pending on if they're in between like games, like working with a publisher on another game, a deal with Microsoft could be done before the year is up, as long as depending on where they stand at with a game, because since they're a regular studio, they work with multiple publishers, so they get contracted out to do different games for different publishers, and that's probably what affected the timing of their acquisition. And I think, being that they're really the only studio that coming in that isn't really known for an original IP of their own, but they're good at RPGs and they're talented, they're a quality studio, they would probably be the best choice to do the game, whether they're a part of Microsoft Studios or just a contracted team to do it. So
you don't think they might buy them? They just might contract Fable out.
I think they want to buy them, but
with that paperwork.
But you got to look at the games in their caliber. They've made a lot of great RPGs, but they're all American-based RPGs. Fable's a whole different genre. That's why I keep saying Compulsion, because of the lineage and the background. They have this British humor with them. Like, Obsidian is American-based company. Like, they don't have that British, like, everything they make is really good. And don't get me wrong, they've made some good things, or help I could say develop good things, but most of their games are American IPs, Knights of the Republic 2 and Alpha Protocol and New Vegas and South Park Stick of Truth and Dungeon Siege. So my whole thing is, I think that would be good, but when hindsight, when I think about what Fable is and where it began and where it is, like, dude, does this game completely change because now Obsidian's getting it, or do you stick with kind of that British kind of humor and you reinvent
it to Rare and get some of their writers? I mean, and all you need, anybody can make the game, right? It's the writers and the voice actors is that whole British bullshit would come into play. You know what I mean?
I mean, at that point, just let Rare make it. You're gonna go with Rare. I don't want Rare making it, but
I'll come out devil's advocate. How about if one of these studios is making Fable, let's say it is Playground, but it's a complete reboot where they go away from the whole goofy British thing.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I can see that.
I would definitely like that. Then they would have my interest.
But then people will complain it's not Fable. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think they want to keep that humor they have.
I mean, if they do it, they would have to do it in a way. You know how when we first saw God of War, it looked great, but people were unsure because it wasn't God of War.
Wait, you talking about the new God of War?
No, the new God of War. When it first
I was never unsure of it. I people weren't sure because it wasn't
God of War. People thought it was
because of the style
of the camera and and they thought it was gonna be slow. Like, it's gonna be slow. Like,
I just saw it and I was like, holy crap, that's amazing looking, and I just was interested, So
see now people are like, well, who was this? People need to know how to go back in time. I remember when it was first shown, people thought
there were a lot of fans of the series that were like that. Me myself, I was never concerned with it. I was never concerned with it.
Yeah, I do remember people saying they thought like it was slower, like the camera was closer, like they kind of like They were wondering about how like the action, because God of War was all action. And I think
and it was the way we showed we were all up and close and
it looked great though, but like it looked like is this going to be the same kind of crazy wing? And that turned out to be when they started showing the combat.
Exactly.
The combat was brutal as hell and crazy, and it was more visceral.
I want Fable to be dark. I wanted to be dark. I wanted to be mature. And
that's something we got to see out of Microsoft. They've been going accessibility. Big.
I think that the next 2-3 years, we're going to see these studios they purchase have really gritty, dark, adult-themed games. Well, I should say mature games that we want to see. They're giving us that story narrative with context and gameplay. I would love, and I guess that's why I said, I can look in, I can say Compulsion games. When I look, I listened to Addict when he was talking about We Happy Few, and I started investigating more in this studio and everything, and I started looking at the game. I was like, damn, they would actually make a good fit to make a Fable game. They would. I mean, Obsidian maybe, but I think Obsidian just with their if you stick with that British theme, yes, Obsidian. I mean, I'm sorry, on Compulsion. But if you're going a whole new direction, yeah, maybe Obsidian.
They need to skip that. They need to completely shoot out that British humor.
See, and that's what Smooth was saying. He said he think they should just go a whole new way.
Because the British humor will get them a little bit of, like this, people will like it, but a more dark themed, a serious tone RPG is going to get them known.
Yeah.
Because
I agree. Yeah,
everyone here.
I kind of agree with that.
Who's played Fable?
I played it.
I played it.
I played all of them.
I played all of them. I didn't finish part 3, but I played.
What makes Fable? What makes Fable Fable?
It was the choices.
It had nothing to do with the British humor. It was something they put in there to have like a light feeling. Like it had nothing to do with the British humor. The British humor, it became what's the word I'm looking for? A staple. Mm-hmm. But if you get rid of that British humor and you made it more of a serious dark tone. Now I actually made a video. All they need is the story writing from the first one. They need the magic system from the first and second one, and they need the combat system and the evolution of the weapons from the third one. And then a serious tone, like make it look beautiful, something like the Witcher world, like it looks like.
Oh my God.
You throw that out there and it's got that Fable decision, it's an instant 9 above.
Yeah, I agree.
And they can make it they can make it Albion, like that's the way they could tie it into Fable. I think it's make it Albion, but just not maybe a darker Albion.
Besides the thing about the Fables is it's just a standard of a hero in generation. They've always been hundreds of years.
You start from the birth, like you start from your birth, and it's not a character that's like that's the way they can go there, because you're right, they don't have it's not a person that you're following throughout the last 3 of them. It's like it's your own character. It's just like they're
because if you read books, what's cool about Fable, if you read the books in Fable, you actually learn about your character and how he lived on the rest of his life.
That's cool.
Like one of the best antagonists that's ever been in gaming was Jack of Blades, and he was from the first one.
Oh yeah.
I don't even care if they remake this one, give it a darker tone, and reuse Jack of Blades because he's that good.
He's a good character.
That's a huge misstep. They should have remade one of those Fables. One of
the biggest things they need to do is they need a good antagonist, because none of the other Fables had good antagonists. Pretty much none of the other Fables had good anything. They were just fun because it was Fable.
They were fun, right?
And they had your dog, your companion.
No, that needs to leave. That shit.
No, I think that the companion can be there.
Carried in Fallout. Fallout took that right from Fable.
Yeah, it needs to be something totally different. It doesn't need to
be.
It needs to be something different.
Dog be
things I remember when I play Fable. I remember the very first one. I don't give a fuck if this is spoiler. Everyone in this comment section that can say spoiler kicks my white ass. I don't care.
That game is old, man.
Look, this game, one of the biggest things I remember in Fable of all of them is you're in that arena and you're fighting with Wesper and you're fighting all these people, and the Jack of Blades gets up, he's like, I give 20 G's to the winner between you two, fight to the death. And you had the option to kill the rival that you grew up with. And if you killed her older brother, like the last hero, the last person that was on your level, there's a side mission where you have to fight him to the death because you killed his sister.
I'm telling you, those were the heydays when, because Fable was trying to come out and be something different and I personally think it was trying to be something
like there was
like a Zelda, but different.
There was weapons in the game that you had to be completely evil to get. There's weapons in the game that you'd be completely
see, that's the thing. I couldn't be evil.
Like you
get the knots in your
head. You got horns.
Yeah,
you saw.
They need more
stuff like that.
They need more of that.
I would love to see a dark Fable.
Yeah, his whole big thing was to try to get you to feel emotion yourself.
I understand,
like the real role play.
I understand their point. I understand anyone in the Fable that's fan of Fable. I'm a huge Fable fan, and I'm looking for this Fable as a perspective to make it a franchise, not just one game.
Thank you.
And the only way to do that is to make a serious tone Fable that people can grasp onto.
I agree.
Which means it's a reboot.
Yeah, it has to be a reboot. Well, the Smooth's whole point was Playground won't make it. I said I think Compulsion to make it, but he said he thinks somebody like Obsidian may come in there and swoop it. That could be a possibility. And I don't know. I don't know who you think would make this game. I think all these studios that Microsoft bought are making new IPs with the exception of 2. and that's compulsion. I think they're going to do something that Microsoft owns, and Dead Labs, of course.
So then, what will Playground make if they're not going to make Fable? That's an open world,
brand new IP that we don't know about to get excited about, and that interests me more than just.
I'm under I understand Kit's points. Part of me thinks that there is some solid foundation thing out there. They've never denied that Playgrounds is working on it. They usually do come out and deny when stuff's completely falsely wrong. And one of the things that I think that they are making it is because at E3 it was like one of those inside jokes that you had to know the joke. He was like, and he did that specifically because he knows people know that that's what they're working on. But they could not be making. But
somebody said, "What if Ninja Theory was to make it?"
No, I don't want that.
I think Ninja Theory is making a whole brand new IP.
I was told that Hellblade, they were actually making Hellblade, and then when that purchase went through, they completely turned it around and started making something else.
Yeah, if they made a Hellblade 2, I'd buy it. I mean, I could care less. The first
a lot of people forget that a lot of these studios are making multiple games. Hellblade's making 2 games that we know of. Playground Games is thinking there's a lot of speculation that they're making 3 studios.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Isn't Playground, and I might be wrong, isn't the whole Forza team, aren't they dividing their studio up and they're making 2 different games?
No, they made a completely new studio and they're hiring for that other studio.
In January. That's what started this Fable rumor in January because they built a new studio earlier this year.
Okay.
So everybody's like, "Oh, they're making Fable. Playground Games making Fable," but nobody knew about these other studios.
I remember I showed Kid Smooth that picture that had Playground on it, and then me and Kid laughed for 30 minutes. That why would a racing dev make a fucking open world RPG?
I know, right? Yeah.
Well, I guess if they're hiring devs that have experience in RPGs, though.
At the end of the day, as much as I hate to say this game can be the best Fable in the world. It's got to look pretty.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Because these days people want eye candy more than they want gameplay. It's just facts. People will they're willing to buy something that they don't know anything about because it looks nice than a game that has a lot of gameplay mechanics and that's fun. That's the reason you see a lot of games that are fun, like 9 on the scale of fun factor, but they don't look good, so they get bad reviews.
So, do you think that this next game will run on its own unique engine, or it run off an engine that's already established?
They already got an engine established that they made.
Right. That's what I'm asking. Because you know how we have the Decima with some games, and they're running.
I think they're going to run off the Forza engine. It's just going to be modified.
That would be interesting.
Because every engine's able to make any game. Pretty much. Right. There's obviously engines have certain special effects that only that engine can do. Like one of the biggest things that people like about Frostbite is it's got a lot of destruction capabilities that not a lot of
an open world game. They didn't say that it was RPG from.
Yeah, they didn't say what exactly was this open world.
Open world game.
What happens
9 times out of 10?
Them racing.
9 times out of 10,
open world.
9 times out of 10, it's an RPG. 9 times out of 10.
It has to be. Oh my God! Somebody said "see a queeps."
Wow!
What the hell?
Well, at the end of the day,
what? Yeah, is that an RPG? Yeah, that's open world, right? Sea of Thieves.
No, not Sea of Thieves. Sea of Queeps. Oh my God!
Like if they make Fable right, they make it because if you make it that British humor, it's a lot of people aren't going to fuck with it because they don't want that weird shit. Quote unquote. A lot of people want to see, especially RPGs, when you have Witcher raising the entire genre and comes to expectations. If they don't have a game that looks equivalent to The Witcher, because this game's coming out in probably 2 years, so I do have an expectation. It should at least look like on The Witcher caliber.
Oh wait! You said 2 years, so before Cyberpunk.
I don't know
what to look at the tapes.
Because I'm just thinking damn, Cyberpunk, because
Wait a second. I got the tapes right here. What he announced Playground. He says it. Where is it? What did he say?
Oh, and Merc, I do got a bone to pick with you.
What you got?
Hold on, let Jess.
I'm gonna let Jess play this.
What he said right here.
What did he say?
Is exactly. I had it, and then I hit the thing. This is when he announced the studios. What did he do with Playground? When he said it. Oh, son of a bitch. There it is.
That you already love.
Okay.
And this is why we are amplifying our investment in new worlds that will deepen your love for gaming on Xbox.
All right, here we go. From the horse's
We
mouth.
embarked on a quest to find creative teams.
They announced Playground like third.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's what I was going to skip here.
No, it's okay. Let it play. Let it rock.
You let it rock.
Oh, okay. Now they show some PubG shit. We don't want to get in that talking. Hold on. Wait. What the hell is this PubG shit going on here? Where is it? I had it now. There it goes.
Truth is the enemy.
Now, this is where they talk about the games. They show the compulsion. After he shows that.
Kevin Garcia in the chat. Today, a pony and an Xbox played Fortnite together.
That's hilarious.
That's
Dude,
funny.
All I know is Crossplay is going to open up a whole other door of trolling.
For over
Hey.
20
Yeah,
years.
I'm with it, man.
Yes, man.
At the bare minimum, it's going to provide more entertainment in the community.
World-class
Here's Santa
talent
Monica.
to create groundbreaking new game experiences. And next, I'm excited to welcome Undead Labs to Microsoft Studios. This studio caught our attention with their visionary approach to building a
just make it
zombie
K3.
survival franchise. They just released their second infestation into the world. And in the first 2 weeks, over 2 million of you have joined the fight to survive. Now, it's my distinct pleasure to announce that we have acquired Playground Games. This is one of the highest rated studios of this generation, celebrated for their incredible craftsmanship.
I agree with that.
Playground Games continue to work on Forza Horizon.
They're still making it.
They're bringing their open world expertise to an entirely new project. We can't wait to share more about that later.
Damn it.
Dude, I feel like just that.
Studio.
Just
It's my
that. Like,
personal honor to welcome Ninja Theory.
Open
to
world.
Microsoft
That's what
Studios.
Smooth was like. Week out of the seat and ran away.
Yeah, that blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
That was
Just-
crazy. That was
just that. Like, I feel like if it wasn't Fable, he wouldn't have even said that part.
Chaos back on the original Xbox.
Yeah, this is
And a
to bring
minute
back
into
Phil.
playing Hellblade, you
Kung Fu
know
Chaos.
you're in the
I wanna
hands
see
of
what he
master
has to say.
storytellers who are fearless about telling bold cinematic stories. This is a team gifted in creating new franchises.
All right.
And yes,
Ooh, new
we've got a
franchise.
fifth studio to announce. Compulsion Games. 2
let's see what he
years
says.
ago, we premiered a game we couldn't get out of our heads. A game that captivated us with its strong, fresh, and intense storytelling. We
This
Happy
guy's watching
Few
you
is
again.
is nearing its full release to gamers everywhere. So please help me in welcoming all of our new studios.
Hey.
See, that's why I think Compulsion may do a Fable game.
I feel
Like claps.
if it
Possible.
wasn't
possible.
like when he said that, that felt like, haha, you know, the inside joke. We're not going to formally announce it, but like,
Right.
there's no reason to even say that. They haven't announced anything. You mean to tell me you're going to announce they're making a second game? Like, because there's a joke on the internet. Everyone knows what it is, that he was joking about it.
Yeah, like that's why I remember he teased. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's Fable. Like it's gonna be Fable." Obviously, I think whatever then Playground's making, they're gonna announce it on November 10th. Like that's gonna be the
Yeah, I
big
agree with
so
that.
The reason I think that,
whether it's Fable or
I-
not, we'll see.
I kind of think that just because they did say that, we ain't ready to talk about that now.
Yeah,
If they weren't going to bring that up in a couple of months, the way that Microsoft's been going and the way they've been doing their announcements, they would not have said that at E3.
no.
Shit, they might get Fable to 343. You never know.
Nah.
Maybe they'll give them the opportunity to do something different, man. I mean, it will be cool to see 343 and all these other studios, the coalition. I mean, not the coalition. Yeah, the coalition. It will be interesting to see them do something different than just the Halo, the Gears. It would be interesting. You can't deny it. It will be interesting.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Yeah, the Ravenflow says
You
that
really get to see the talent.
they weren't nice to Ninja Theory last gen. Yeah, they had some good games last gen, and
The
Oh, man, I
Coalition.
played a lot
they
of
did
Ninja
not
Theory games.
really go. Yeah. And
The
Ninja Theory
Coalition's got
now
talent,
is
I think,
Ninja Theory is in
Yeah.
a tough spot because Hellblade for what it was
I love
and what it turned out to be is amazing. So there's a high expectation with them. So
wanted a sequel to Enslave so much. I enjoyed that game. That game.
So
is
he
so
looked
good.
like he wanted to definitely use Ninja Theory for a creative narrative, like basically like a journey.
I want to point out to the chat, just the reason Lost Odyssey didn't come to be, it wasn't Microsoft. The company went mobile.
Right.
They haven't made
totally
any
mobile
console games since the last story that came out on Wii. They've been making Terror 2. They've been completely mobile.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, guys, we need to get out of here. It's like 11:40.
Oh, I'm just gonna put my have my bone to pick, and then we can leave. So, Merc,
what you got?
No, it's a good one. It's a good one,
good
man.
Bone.
Me and you sat there and we had a conversation a couple podcasts ago about Game of the Generation, and I totally agree with you. After sitting there thinking about it, The Witcher to me is the game of this generation.
Yeah.
But as far as my console specific game, what my console specific game, as far as like my all time favorite game for specific consoles, I have one for each. So God of War is right now as far as PlayStation. Xbox, it's got to be the Forza series. No, it's got to be the Forza series. I think that game can keep you coming back and back. It's just it's an amazing game.
What are you talking about? It's Rise.
Rise, the game that created everything. So I just want to say that I totally agree with you, man.
It's like I said, one thing that they've mastered is Playground has mastered that they've showed you shit you didn't know you wanted. They're like, you want this.
They really took the open world COD genre and really turned the COD, made COD games fun. Like instead of with the old Forza Motorsport serious kind of games, they made them fun. And
the last time that genre has been relevant to the casual was Need for Speed.
And they've taken that market, and that's what when you could take Need for Speed was a huge market. Forza's taking that market, and when you look at racing games. I think of Forza when I think of best racing game.
And the craziest part about it is they took that market and they have no cop chases whatsoever.
I know.
Exactly.
I want the cops in Forza. That would be cool.
Yeah. They need to do that though.
Yeah.
Have people
tell you what though, man. That God of War, looking back at it now, because that game came out in April, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this year, that's got to be Game of the Year by a landslide.
Hands down. Spider-Man's good, but damn, God of War was just wow.
I just got to see Red Dead. I just got to see Red Dead to confirm.
God of War is on a completely different level.
You got to see Red Dead and them 4K horse jubblies.
Yeah, I want to see those.
There's a whole bunch of different horses, different species of horses. But, compare all the nuts.
I don't even know if
I highly doubt Red Dead's going to top God of War.
I don't think Red Dead's going to be able to be nominated because half their content doesn't drop till the end of November.
Oh, because of the multiplayer beta stuff. That's what you're talking about.
If we're talking the VGAs, Kojima's game is Game of the Year.
With Picklehead,
the Kojima fans, bro, that's a cult following, man.
Well, Jeff Keighley runs the show, and he's gonna, he'll.
Look, man, if you're remotely looking forward to Death Stranding, someone got to sit me down and explain me what this game's about.
That game is interesting.
They're throwing so many friggin' actors at. I have no clue what the hell is going on, man. They got that.
I just don't
black
understand
shit that turns into animals.
I don't understand how anyone could be hyped for this game.
I'm interested in it. It's not about hype. I'm just interested. That game is weird, and the production cost of that game has to be freaking extremely high. They're throwing a whole bunch of actors.
I'm sorry, I low-key think Kojima first game that this game's Death Stranding is gonna be his last because
you think it's gonna flop?
I'm thinking they're going I feel like Konami. I feel like Konami kept this dude in reality, and now that he's got his own studio, he's like, okay, I got no one telling me what I can and cannot do. Let's go balls.
I know, man. He must be costing Sony so much friggin' money. I don't know what Sony's getting. They might
Konami
be
made this dude regular checkups. You got to get that you got to get some help. And he was on medicine and everything working for them because the shit I'm seeing on Death Stranding, if you want to get consistent, the last two trailers is the only thing that's been consistent in this game.
What if I said to you this game might be a survival horror game and we really don't know it in disguise?
Oh, it's definitely horror elements in it. Definitely horror.
All I'm
I think
saying
We
is
gotta wrap this up.
okay.
Dog.
I low key
They haven't shown combat. I think that's people want to see next is the combat.
I'm low key thinking this game's about to cost Sony so much money, and they think like I think it's gonna be a low 8, high 7.
Ooh.
Yo, but that's I'm telling you, just with Kojima's name, they're going to sell it. Here's
the thing: they're not going to have concentration caps reviewing this one. And at the end of the day, like when you have mixed signals, no one tell me how I've seen this game for 2 years and no one knows what the fuck it is.
It's all purposeful, I'm sure.
But I mean, it's purposeful, but that's not the right way to promote a game. No one knows what this game is. Like no one. I feel like at the beginning I heard hype for this game. Every trailer they show, that hype drops more and more because no one understands what's going on. No one knows what kind of gameplay it is. You'll see one thing that looks cool, and then the next one's like, what's that? Like, it looks like a stealth mechanic in the game, but it's like, okay, that's not stealth. Like no one knows anything about this game.
Well, we know it's third person. I think,
and we know it's going to have multiplayer.
I
forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It has me intrigued. It's interesting, but I don't know like what combat's gonna be like. I think it's gonna be similar to like Metal Gear Combat. Like it's a third person action game, and it's probably gonna have stealth elements.
Metal Gear was horrible.
Well, it's probably gonna be that combat. I'm sure.
I don't like games by Kojima.
I'm sorry. I really think Konami kept this dude in reality, and now that he's like, I feel like we're gonna get like an experience like The Evil Within. I really do.
Do you see the Konami stuff where they released that Castlevania? I saw some people on Twitter pissed.
I feel like we're gonna get an experience like Evil Within, but the story's not gonna make any fucking sense.
Yeah, well, it was crazy. Why? Metal Gear was fucking ridiculous with the zombie people running around. What the hell?
See, that was Kojima slipping a little bit.
The zombie guy.
That was like that was Kojima slipping, and then Konami's like, "Damn, you've already got past that. We can't go back. Don't do it again, Kojima." Like,
hey, stop to that peyote. He's making
that was his mind coming out in spurts. That's what that shit was.
He will explain it all to us. He'll sit down and have a chat. He'll have his little YouTube gaming set up, and he'll explain it all to us.
That's funny.
All right, guys, can we go now?
Yeah.
We did like
let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today's episode was pretty lit. I apologize about my distraction. I was distracted. I was at this whole podcast. I activated my iPhone. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you were not able to catch this live, I mean, I feel bad for you, but good thing it's on demand. So just hit the rewind button. We'll see you guys next week for episode 62. And for some, I think about time next week comes, there'll be a couple of games released.
Forza.
Forza and
for the commoners.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to get my hands on that game. Yeah, so let us know your thoughts on the comment section below. Or let us know on Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. I mean, I don't have much of an outro.
Me neither. Good show.
Good show.
We'll see you guys next week. Oh, check out my latest video on why Playground Games is not.
There's really no reason to check it out. You literally said everything in it, but go check it out.
Just go check it out and hit the like button.
It needs a little bit of views. So, all right, guys, you guys have a wonderful night. As always, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We're out of here, guys. Peace.